अप्रैल में मैंने माइग्रेशन की, और ये सब मैंने अपने पापा की शॉप से ही बैठ के किया। मतलब मैं सुबह से आ जाता था यहीं पे और प्रपोजल लिखते रहता था और कोड करते रहता था।
People don't understand that well, तो I'm surprised कि तुम्हारे कॉलेज को समझ आया, वैल्यू किया।
अच्छा, मैं एक मैम के पास गया, मैंने बोला मैम ये गूगल समर ऑफ कोड, अच्छा बोला अच्छा गूगल, बोले क्या ये? मैंने कहा मैम ओपन सोर्स पूछते हैं क्या? मैंने कहा मैम इट्स मोर लाइक एन इंटर्नशिप, नॉट एग्जैक्टली एन इंटर्नशिप। बोले अच्छा इंटर्नशिप? मैं कहा हाँ। तो बोले कहाँ पे? मैंने बोला मैम गूगल के अंदर ये आते होते क्या? मैंने कहा गूगल में है मैम।
गया हूँ मैंने तभी खत्म कर दिया कॉल्स, और नहीं ले पाऊंगा आज। तुम लास्ट ही हो, वो भी तुम थे तो मैंने कहा चलो ले लेता हूँ।
ये और कितने लोग को बोल चुके हो?
सही में तो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। Tell us more about your contributions in Deepmind.
Deepmind, exactly zero.
Zero contributions.
I participated in GSoC as well last year. I did a lot of 15, 16 something PRs in our organization. Couldn't get into that because the slots allotted were I just missed one slot. I missed that.
So I decided I have to make some, I have to make some decisions, and I have to pivot somewhere else to maximize my chance to get into GSoC this year. So I contacted one of my friends called Karan Palan. So I asked him to randomly give some organizations which make some contribution, last minute contributions, and submit the proposal. So one of the org that he sent was GNU Radio.
What suggestion do you have for people who want to get into the same organization?
It's like a complete circle moment for me because मैंने देखा था someone in the last outreach वाला podcast and now I'm on the podcast.
If you want, if you could show some projects of yours, and if you feel like you can take end-to-end ownership of it's an SF-based startup in the fanciest technologies, AI, semantic search, they are hiring.
No, sir. I want to say thank you to you because your videos helped me to learn and develop that mindset.
Alright, let me set the context for the video. 27 people got into GSoC this year from the 100x Steps cohort. This video covers their journey. How did they get into the organization? What is the tech stack required in this organization? How many contributions did they have? Was it difficult to learn, easy to learn? How much competition was there? Did the proposal matter? How much does the mentor relationship matter? So on and so forth. So if you're thinking of getting into GSoC next year, it's a great internship. Maybe not as prestigious anymore. Doesn't pay too much. It pays anywhere between $700 to $2,500 over the summer. But it does come with a little bit of prestige, especially if you're applying in the future to a company. It'll help in your resume. Also provides you a bunch of exposure to how the path to a remote job looks like, which is just contributing to the company and then probably putting out a proposal, messaging the founder, and then trying to get a job. It's a easier remote job 101 if you're trying to get into GSoC. It follows a very similar journey. So in this video, I would urge you to take inspiration from these folks. Maybe try contacting them on Twitter, understand their journey more personally. Usually the 100x folks are very helpful if you reach out to them directly. And also understand amongst these organizations, which one you might be able to get in next year, what should be your path of getting in here. Most people in this lot started to contribute around Jan. So you still have a lot of time, but it doesn't hurt if you're starting a little early, especially if you have some learning curve to go through. So maybe don't dive directly into these organizations. Maybe spend some time learning the specific tech stack that you want to follow. 2 to 3 months from now, start contributing, and by March, you should have a decent idea whether or not you'll be able to get in. It also covers a bunch of fun stories, a bunch of people changing their organization last minute because some really strong profile came in the last days, and some people getting into ambitious organizations like Deepmind. All of that covered in this video. Without any further ado, let's get into it.
Hello everyone, I'm Amrit. I'm 21 years old. I'm on a year back studying electronics and telecommunication at a college. I started to code back in 2018-19ish. Inconsistent thing, but I do not remember the exact date. About 2020 to 2021ish, I started doing machine learning from a top to down approach. Learned a library. TensorFlow was a huge thing at back in that time. Made some ML projects. Forgot about them for a while. They were bangers. They were pretty great. They're great even today. Implementations of paper like attention is all you need and stuff. I got 4 internships in the first or second year for machine learning roles because every company was trying to go on the hype, but I left all of them within weeks because they wanted me to do DevOps and full stack side of things more. I thought that I'll be training core machine learning models, so I left them. So I took a break, switched to full stack engineering, got a year cohort 2 pilot currently, and with the intention of buying cohort 3, of course, because you put up a poll ki cohort 3 is coming out, should it consist of web3 or not. So I just thought ki before he makes this stuff, why not just speed run cohort 2. So I got that telegram se, and so by that time I got into an airdrop, put in 8 9 hours a day, some days even 12. I mean, it did not matter because I had to do it. Then came in the 3000 Solana grant, which I told you about.
Right.
So it was a great project. It was 100% on merit. It was a great project. I put a lot of time into it. It came in at the right time because ghar pe bhi things got a bit chill that my parents thought that I'm not as dumb as they think I am. Then I applied to Cal again in January. I mean, if you know that I got rejected back in September because
Right.
a lot of people applied. So I got in. So got the internship, $2,000 per month, solid experience, uh, great people. And ye to I've already told you. A lot of work in the end, applied to GSoC, mainly to Sugarlabs because I had no other choice but to do it. I was learning DOM manipulation, though, so that also seemed the best way. That was also a good thing. I recommend everyone to do that. I became the seventh highest contributor, but another guy with 60 PRs on the last week of applications, he came in and applied to the same project as me. So
60
I
PR
thought,
last week. That's crazy. ये बंदा
yeah,
कौन है?
I don't know, Om Suneri, someone like that. I saw him randomly come into the mailing list and he popped in. So he came, so I had to rethink my decisions, right? I talked about this to Ayush and I had two proposals into Sugar Labs, one into Deepmind in the end. But before it was like two in Deepmind, one in Sugar Labs. So I thought that Deepmind is already difficult, next to impossible, and wo bhi so I changed my strategy a bit. I diversified a bit, like two proposals into Sugar Labs, one into DeepMind, and these still rejected me for some reason. I don't know why, but somehow the best AI lab they took me in, so I'm happy for that.
Very
Yep,
cool. Tell us more about your contributions in DeepMind.
DeepMind exactly zero.
Zero contributions.
Yep. It was 100% on my past proposals and on my whatever I could elaborate on the proposal. Like anything that I spoke on the proposal, it had a backing for my real ML projects back from 2020 or
Got it.
2021. I could have been into GSoC in my first year itself, but the organization itself did not come. It was quadrant. So that's what happened. I'm employed for another 3 months, I guess. My PPO got cancelled at Cal because of a dumb tweet.
Right.
So my next plan is to just skip out on the campus placements once I go back to college because honestly, I make more money from my Twitter shit posts than the average campus placement, which is about 3 to 4 lakhs. So yeah, so that's the thing. My college may not everyone gets placed, and even those who do, the average is about somewhere between 2 to 4. Extremely good, it's 6. I mean, that's the waiters. And right now I'm juggling a lot of things, forgetting things because first I did Web3, then full stack, and abhi for GSoC machine learning. So always multiple things. Eventual thing, the eventual goal is to just be at an AI lab in SF, even as a full stack engineer. That's where Super 30 comes in. I hope you help me. And mini and small SaaS apps on the side, of course. That's it. That's it. Google Doc khatam.
Abhi, are you looking out?
Yeah, post GSoC, yeah, I think I'm done with internships and small things. I mean, Cal was
Post.
a really great place to be at. They taught me a lot of things. Great people.
Got it. Okay, there's a company hiring right now though. They're already interviewing. It's a, it's like a data search B2B SaaS in SF. Founding engineer ढूंढ रहे हैं, India में ढूंढ रहे हैं. I think you'll be a good fit. I don't know. Have you done any semantic search? मतलब basically, you
Semantic
know,
search, I've done RAG implementations other than exactly वैसा नहीं किया कि Pinecone से I did it with a normal PG vector thing. So
that's fine. That's not the same. But like, have you, other than this, have you dive into other strategies? So what they do is you give them a Notion doc or a Google Drive, and they, you know, they gather on the context, and then you can search on top. They provide this to B2B companies. That's their pitch high level. Do you have any projects like these?
not any active running projects, not a
Got it.
deployed one, but I think I can make one pretty soon. I mean, I pray to Claude and then to God. It's
Also,
done.
because you're running at DeepMind, I think they'd be interested, but timeline का थोड़ा आगे पीछे होगा कि, you know, you'll be a little busy right now. Anyways, send me your resume. I'll see if I can connect you. We can go from there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the GSoC guys are a bit on the first day itself, they said that we do not really encourage you to be employed while you do GSoC, and even
That's
more with DeepMind because in DeepMind the projects are a bit hard. So for my project, there's also another dude allotted for the same project as well. So
got it.
that's the way it is.
Makes sense. I think then DeepMind just stay where you watch, like do what you're doing. I think.
Yeah, and May and tak to I'm with Cal only, so it's
Acha.
no, I don't think any immediate thing will happen anytime. So
Makes sense. When does your GSoC end?
September के आसपास it will end completely.
Few months left. Cool, man. सही है फिर. Any advice that you have for people? Parting thoughts.
Yeah, just start early. No other choice. And even if you did not get it into GSoC this year, apply to the same org so that for your last year it's also continuing for the next year also, right? So it's a win-win in a way. And try to find other internships because like in my case, my past experience also played a lot of role.
Right.
And anything I could, I threw it at the proposal. Ayush was nice enough to help me with the diagrams. And if it was not for your video, मुझे पता नहीं होता कि DeepMind is coming to GSoC. I'm legit telling you that I was checking anything related to these open source AI companies. OpenAI also did open source something, a CLI tool and other things. So I did the same thing with DeepMind as well. But I was checking the repository, but I literally did not know that they are coming for GSoC. So it would have been a huge miss. So thanks.
Crazy. That's very cool. सही है भाई. चलो, hoping to see you at Super 30 and
Yeah, sure.
everyone. We have Roni next. Roni got into GSoC this year. पूरी journey एक बार बता दो भाई.
Okay, I did start with the contribution to the internet health check, and I did a depreciation fix on that back in November 2024. After that, I did check on the GSoC website whether is there something else which can suit my tech stack, but I didn't find any kind of what you can say a relatable type of things where I can go with. So I have to make a complete shift to the other tech stack which was available in the other organizations. I did find Internet Archives where it was supporting a JavaScript, but I didn't have an idea that I will be leading to a very big software at the end of the day. And that's how I started. And once I got in, it took me a while to just set up the Dockerization bare environment on my machine. But once it is done, I did find some kind of Docker issues on the Internet Archives. And I did talk to the people in the Slack and who is the team lead of the Open Library. Also did some back and forth whether it needed or not. So I did give them a fix for the Mac M2. We did fix the things, and after a month we got it in with the documentation changes because in internal things it might take a lot of time. So once it is done, I did 4 to 5 contributions on the front end itself, which was a minor CSS fix or something else. And till skipping to the February itself, I did start with the GSoC proposal. At first, GSoC proposal, whatever they had, was having nothing, whichever topics they had in there. There was a thing called a lending system they want to introduce newly. So I did take a note on that, but at first it was like, can I do it? It is fully Python and I'm coming from a MERN stack, whether I can have some changes or not. At the end of it, it's about skills end of the day. So I know how to write a code. Syntax is just going to be a new thing for me. So I'm just putting in the documentation and a lot of time, like making some relatable things. If this things works in the MERN stack, whether it will be working on the Python or not. Does it support this kind of libraries or not? So that was the main task I was doing. And once I went to the proposal itself, I connected to the team lead on the Slack. Michael is the name, and we call him Mac. So I tried to negotiate with him, and we started the discussion. The scenario is like I had 4 to 5 lines of proposal, project title, and something else. And from there I started. So the project was like I have to do the research part, and you can have you did have a look on my proposal itself. It mentions a lot of technical things. So I ended 2 to 3 months only just researching on the things. Once it was done, it was like I have to figure out every APIs which can be possibly used or not. And once it is done, what would be the parameters, what would be the variable names, what will the expected things can come from the backend and going to the front end itself. So once it is done, I did have a lot of time to just sort out all the things, what can be a possible outcomes at the end of the day.
You mentioned you're building a fresh project, right? If I remember correctly. Intra Archive is one project, you're building something new.
Yeah.
Can you talk through that?
So let's start with the archives itself. Internet archives have two projects running live, which is Wayback Machine, which was from the 90s itself, and second one is Open Library, which did come introduced to the 2006, I believe. And the thing we are working is like it's called Lenny, which was negotiated with me and the people who is working there. We did finalize the one name and we started the thing. So currently we're trying to just introduce new kind of organizations based on those things. Once it is done, we are trying to put it in the Europe Internet Archives, or we might just get it into the USA side of the Internet Archives. So Lenny would be an open source lending system for the book, and they can just introduce it to their machines, which is available on the libraries or something else. We are trying to keep it minimal as possible to be make it runnable on Raspberry Pi. And the second will be is like to the big servers, which is available in the Internet Archives.
Got it. Is it like sorry, I didn't understand this well, but is it like a self-hosted version of Internet Archive, a private version, or is it something else?
We can say it is like a self-hosted type of Internet Archives, but it doesn't captures everything. It is like a librarian wants to put his books available to the available book servers, and where he's putting the things in his machine, and he's not just sharing all the things or the data to the service provider. He's keeping all the data on his end, and with the RSS feed, he's just sharing all the things by his machine to the other available book servers or something.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool, man. Any parting thoughts for anyone who wants to join the Internet Archive next year? Set up procedure, कोई गंदी चीजें जो तुम्हें पता हो कि this is what is hard, this is what is easy.
First of all, community is really supportive. Have lot of patience. Like आज अगर आप मैसेज कर रहे हो तो it might be a scenario कि अगर वो busy होंगे तो they might reply the next day or by the end of the day. The second thing will be it is a very big code base क्योंकि 90s से है तो you have to sort out many lot of things. तो उनके कुछ tweaks and fix है जो बहुत rare दिखाई जाता है. Like you have to be very good with the code writing and all the things. So अगर छोटा सा भी fix होगा तो they might take multiple revisions. And until this for the GSoC, you have to be very clear with the mentor. आपको उनसे बात पूरा minutely रखना पड़ेगा. Until the things are very clear, you can't proceed to the other things. And end of the day वही रहेगा कि once you are not clear with your end, तो आपके chances GSoC में अगले साल होंगे या नहीं होंगे there might be a scenario क्योंकि open library को 1 और 0 का ratio रहता है. And I was at a scenario कि अगर मुझे होगा तो भी ठीक है, नहीं होगा तो भी ठीक है. I will just continue for the fellowship program to the open library itself.
Achha, they have a fellowship as well.
Yes, but that might not be a paid version. So
cool. Thank you so much, bhai Roni. All the best with your GSoC.
Thank you.
All right. पूरे बता दो कि यहाँ से कोडिंग शुरू करिए, then GSoC में कैसे हुए, then GSoC journey as well.
So when I was in my first year, I started coding. I took around HTML course that around 32 hours long. I spent too much time in HTML and CSS. That's why I wasted my first year in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. After that, I bought cohort 2 and sorted things. So when I was contributing, so I started contributing in November. So first I find out two organizations. First is OC and second is Sugarlabs. So I contributed in OC Pick2Py project. So I created around 5 PRs. After that, due to some reasons, I again try to find out some other org parallelly. So I was just scrolling my GitHub and find out that I am following someone who is contributing in OWAASP Nest. So I just looked at OWAASP Nest and communicated with a maintainer. So I love the behavior of maintainer and the things going in that repository. So At December 4, I started my first contribution. I created a sanitary config related PR. After that, I aggressively contributed into that org. I created around 22 PR in December and January.
Wow.
And half of February, I created around 5 or 6 PR. After that, I have some family issues, so I was not able to present for 15 days in GitHub. That's all my journey.
Very cool. So how hard was it for you to make so many contributions? Which tech stack were they in? How did you learn that tech stack?
Okay, so in initial days, I was a typical MERN stack and Next.js guy. So I was contributing only in front end, fixing bugs, fixing UI components and other things. After that, I talked with maintainer and he gave me advice to learn Algolia. So I learned Algolia and doing something like suggestion indexing, replica set, and one more thing, autocomplete library. I created a component that uses autocomplete library to provide real-time suggestion.
Okay.
So that I done using Algolia. After that, I learned Python and Django. So I created 4 or 5 slash commands in Slack. Also home page for the organization. That's all.
Very cool, obviously. All right. What suggestion do you have for people who want to get into the same organization?
For the same organization, I think be disciplined, little bit hard work, and also present at the moment. That's most matter, I think. उस टाइम पे आप अपने आप को present रखो, like talk with maintainer, be active and suggesting. Also in this journey, I created 4 or 5 friends in open source. Be collaborative, not competitive, because open source is the place that you can make people talk to people and create a friend community. Not about competition. मैं तो first ही आऊँगा बस ये नहीं.
Makes sense. काफी सही भाई. That's good advice. Cool. What's your plan आगे? What's your after GSoC? क्या सोचा है? Full time job? कुछ और?
Actually, before GSoC, I was stuck. What I choose, like DSA or Dev. I have done around 400 question DSA, but actually I don't have too much interest in DSA, so I choose Dev over DSA. And after GSoC, my thought is clear. तो अब तो यही है. I will join Super 30.
आ जाओ भाई. Very nice.
आते हैं. Meet a lot of people. Brain.
Nice. कहाँ पे आपका college?
So I am from Bhopal.
Got it. तो तुम्हें hostel में लेना पड़ेगा मतलब?
Always.
सही है भाई. बहुत बढ़िया है. Very very excited to see you. And hopefully तो आप pre-final year में हो? Final year में हो? क्या सीन है?
I'm in pre-final year.
Pre-final. तो अभी final में चले जाओगे, right?
Yes sir.
Got it. तो मतलब you're ready for a job now. And campus में placements है या नहीं है अभी?
Actually not that good. Around average is around 7, and I think mostly are around bulk companies like 4 to 5 LPA.
Got it. Makes sense. Cool man. सही है. So excited to see you here and बाकी बातें फिर मिलके करते हैं.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks very much. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye. All right, Jagjeevan, tell me more about yourself and your GSoC journey.
So I am from Tier 3 college from Maharashtra, which is under Shivaji University. So I have been selected for OpenFoodFacts for this year's GSoC. So I have started my contribution to OpenFoodFacts when organization dates were announced. So from next that only night I started contributing. So I have been selected on a larger project of DevOps. So I have to optimize current CI of the OpenFoodFacts and also make some documentation and handle some deployments of their product using Docker Swarm. As they said that they don't have that much user base, so they are not using Kubernetes. So they are going with Docker Swarm. So that these are some works I have to handle.
Got it. So this is like a DevOps heavy project?
Yeah, correct. The DevOps heavy project.
So how did you learn DevOps and why did you pick this over, simpler things?
So to begin with this, initially when for GSoC, I was I was contributing to RocketChat, but the things were not working out there because RocketChat code base was some heavy. Because after cohort 2, I directly started to contribute on backend side, which is my primary focus. But after some time, I found out that it is I am not getting not correct vibe was not getting from contribution. So I gave up on GSoC journey. So one of my friend who was selected last year in Python Foundation, he said that you do have skill.
So you should try in another organization. Start with clear slate. So I started with contributing on OpenFoodFacts, and after 1-2 PRs, my means it was like a rocket. My journey was like rocket. So I opened somewhat 23 to 25 PRs, if I'm not wrong. In that, 16 to 17 PR were really good. Based on some of them were on CI/CD, GitHub Action. So for that, I would like to thank you. So I first saw our code to the CI/CD CI/CD videos. So it gave me good basic understanding. After that, I started to learn on GitHub documentation of actions, and then I also developed my own action to learn how action works. So after that, making my prototype of action, because the action which I was trying to use in my CI was not maintained correctly. It was by a Polish developer, and he was offline for somewhat 1 year. So I thought that to fix that thing, I can copy his repo code, and I can publish my own action. But afterwards, my maintainer told that idea is great, but we can't maintain that action for a long time. So instead of that, you can find another action. So I found that another action, TJ action, if you have heard that, it is a very famous action, but it was there was a security issue there. So that's why like that thing was happened, but I handled it very well in organization, and they liked it. Also, there were 2 main contribute PRs which were in draft PRs, but they impressed that my work impressed them so much. So I think that 2 PRs helped me to get into OpenFoodFacts.
All right, that makes sense. Very cool.
Also, I want to add some things that I also contributed in Prometheus. I started learning about Prometheus from cohort 2 as well, and I learned from there. But afterwards, after 1-2 PRs, I found out that they are using InfluxDB to store data. So it was there also I have to learn some things from documentation. I learned that, and I opened a PR on that as well. So I want to thank you so much, because I am from tier 3, and I started I believed in you and started contributing very well, and it has paid off very well for me. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you. Very cool. So yeah, how good are you in DevOps now? There is this company hiring, and what are your salary expectations, Rasabi?
So currently, I don't have so much salary expectation. I want to learn more things. Currently, I am good at Golang. Currently, also I saw your Rust video, so moving around that. I primarily focus on backend and DevOps.
Got it. That makes sense. That's a very good skill to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, if you want, I mean, if you could show some projects of yours, and if you feel like you can take end-to-end ownership of it's an SF-based startup in the fanciest technologies, AI, semantic search. They are hiring to a DevOps engineer.
Okay, I will show my skills. Thank you for that, showing that opportunity. So also I want to tell you that the maintainers are from our means they were at Yahoo at the peak time. So I have currently 4 mentors. So they have trust in me, and they have given whole access of all repositories to me. So they have said that you can go in any repository. They have currently 10 to 12 active projects. So they have said go to any project, check the actions. If there is a change, then tell us, and you can make change there as well. So they have trusted me very much, and I think they have also paid a very huge contribution to help me come here, because they have also helped to nurture me. So by telling how things work currently and how things should work.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. That's very cool. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, to focus on GSoC, what I want to tell to other candidates is that in my org, what I want to tell is when the project is old or we have to improve the current project, that time, I think a proposal does not matter that much. Proposal is only 10 to 20%, and 80% is your PR work. If a project is new, then I think proposal does matter, and you should work on proposal with my good PR as well. So also to highlight something, I was watching your one last video on YouTube. You said proposal in proposal you can write song as well. Only proposal of 7 to 8 pages can get selected. Only PR and your work matters. So I took inspiration from that, and I made a proposal of 9 to 10 pages. But I have written by my hand. Also, I have opened many Slack discussions. So they were that discussions were so much engaging with core maintainers, and they loved it.
All right. Thank you so much, Jagjeevan. That's
Okay.
super sweet.
Okay.
And-
So also to add the point, you said you have opportunity of SF. So can you some elaborate that thing or
It's
afterwards?
no, I can do it right now. So it's a company in the US. I think I forgot the name. We spell basically they're very new. They've just raised.
Okay.
They're looking for a founding engineer specifically in India who has done some work in semantic search or GPT
Interesting.
API, not just APIs, but something more. They're building like a data layer for AI, by which I mean companies will come and store all of their data with them, and then they'll provide APIs to search on top of that data. So someone who's done similar projects, and but they're also looking for. Sorry, this was a founding engineer. You're hiring for the other one. They're also looking for a DevOps engineer. DevOps ki compensation isn't as high, but they're looking for someone dedicated who can handle the complete DevOps pipeline. So if that you feel is interesting, let me know.
So what I want to tell you about that is currently I'm not saying toward the pay. Currently I'm saying I want to underprice myself because I learn from you. So underprice first and learn things because I think learning initially is very good. So I am interested in that. But if you can share what kind of projects can be get it idea, so I can make in 2-3 days and show you on. I can share it on Twitter as well.
Again, they don't really care about the project; they care about DevOps experience. So if you can.
Okay, no problem.
if you've
So my
done-
PR work can show them as well. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Thank you.
All right, just let me know. Share your projects and PRs with me. We can go from there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.
It's the first time we're talking.
All right, tell me more about yourself and your GSoC journey.
All right. Okay, so got into coding around my first year, first semester even. Did the CS50 course, that helped a lot. Started learning some front end, then I just moved on to like doing some college level internships, like the seniors that start the startup and stuff like that. So did that, won a couple of college hackathons, and then kind of came in friction point when we won the ISRO's Bharatiya Antariksh Hackathon. So we were like awarded by the top ISRO scientist. Even like I was pitching my project to the President of India. So kind of that was the inflection point. So after that, I did a 3-month internship. It just ended last month with a US-based startup. So they basically deal in trading infrastructure and that sort. So that's where my interest in high performance computing and things like that really peaked. So in like when this was going on, I also did some contract work for a LLM lab sort of thing. Like so, then after that, I got into GSoC. The organization was a stellar group which develops HPX, which is just high performance software for high performance clusters, basically. Yeah.
Got it. Very cool. You've done a bunch of these things. I think people would be more interested to know other things of your journey, the trading internship, the LLM lab. Can you talk a bit about them and then we can talk about your GSoC journey as well?
So in the internship, I got in through an assignment, basically. So they sent over an assignment. So I developed the assignment and I used something called the FIX protocol, which is a financial information protocol. And in spite of using libraries, C++ library, there's a C++ library called QuickFix that does that. So instead of doing that, because it wasn't running on my Mac, so I made the whole FIX connection handling, basically an engine from ground up. So that got me into that internship. And yeah, it was onward from that.
Hold on. So how did you find the company again? Oh, LinkedIn. All right. Cool. So you literally wrote at the lowest level a TCP listener and passed all the bytes. And that's very cool. Why did that not convert full time?
Basically, I had my exams in this, plus I had a lot of like my college stuff going on as well. So I think I wasn't able to like catch up to that speed they wanted. So plus I had my exams plus GSoC and I have another internship coming up.
Makes sense. Very cool, man. Very interesting. I'm assuming that's you were training data, or was it like you were working at the model level?
In terms of?
You said that you had another.
No, it was basically the project I made. So like you had to submit a private repository, and you had to like do benchmarking of the stuff. So like you have to write prompts and like divide the project into particular stages. So stuff like that, and you write I'm under NDA. I think I cannot go further than this. This is what the industry standard is. Apart from that, I'm under a very strict NDA.
Cool. Now tell us about your GSoC journey. You said it's in high performance computing. So what kind of contributions did you have to make?
Right. So in terms of PR, I guess the PR which they had, basically issues they had, were full on projects in itself. So there was not much to do there. But what I did had to do was like go into the code base and like read all the. It's just pure C++ code base. So you'll see things that are really foreign if you're just doing some C++ and you're doing DSA and C++ only, right?
Yeah.
You'll read things, pragma, preprocessors, stuff like that, which is very foreign to you. Like, and even the modern C++ features like futures and all, it's very foreign. It sounded like a foreign language to me as well, to be honest. So I just had to go into deep dive, and I have to basically implement in my project. Like I have to integrate CUDA in that. So I had to learn, like I took a high performance selective in my, so like that's what piqued my interest. It was my CS interest. So yeah, so onwards from there I had to get in the code base, tell them how I would implement it. My proposal basically practically has everything that I need to do. Now I just need to follow the steps and just and go forward with it.
Very cool. Very interesting journey, bhai. So do you understand, C, C++, low level programming now well? जो trading companies जैसे use होती हैं. Do you understand C syntax well?
Yeah, sort of. I'd say I'm an intermediate level, but it's very deep. To be honest, it's an iceberg where you just keep going downwards in it. Yeah, it's a very downward spiral if you want to go. It's a very good spiral as well to go to. Yeah.
Cool, man. That was very insightful. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Any other parting thoughts for people? This is a very niche field, so any specific advice for this org that you have for people?
Yeah, that what I would say, I participated in GSoC as well last year. I did a lot of last year I made 15, 16 something PRs in an organization called Standard Lab. So couldn't get into that because the slots allotted were I just missed one slot. I missed that. So the mentors emailed me after that. We really wanted to have you, but this is what it is, and I hope you keep contributing. I did contribute after that as well because I really loved what they were doing. Like JavaScript is something I learned very initially, and like it's close to me. So yeah, so I have a very good relationship with the mentors as well right now. I keep talking to them sometimes. And yeah, so that was it. And now then it was this year, and I got in, fortunately. Yeah.
Very cool. Super interesting, man. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, and all the best, bhai. HFT निकालो, तुम्हारा निकल जाएगा. Do HFTs come to your colleges or खुद ही
they don't come. They do come, but they one company came and they have like very cut of like 9.9 CG, and I'm standing at 8.3. So. No scope there, but yeah, I'll try to go into the trading position, not so much in the mathematical modeling maybe, but yeah, I'll try to get there.
All the best, man. Cool. Nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Chalo, let's share your GSoC journey with us.
Okay. So basically it started at around 15 to 16 December. So at that time, first I was very confused that which organization should I choose. So at that time I saw some YouTube videos, and there I got to know about one site, GSoCorganization.dev. So there we can basically apply some filters. So I applied our MERN filter, React, JavaScript, TypeScript. So there I got to see 4 to 5 organizations. Then I checked their history, and I got to know that RocketChat is getting selected every year, almost the 8th or 9th. So I was like, yes, I should go for RocketChat. And also, I have seen Sayan from your last year's video, Sayan and also Aditya. So they both were from RocketChat. So I was like, yes, I should try RocketChat as well. So when I first joined RocketChat, so I directly checked their main repo. So their main repo was quite huge and hard to understand. And also, the issues created by RocketChat team are very hard. They directly use some features, or actually the internal team works on the issues. So they don't have much issues to post. Right. So generally what happens, contributors only create some issues, or maybe users who actively use RocketChat create issues. So then we get a chance to work on the issue, or maybe sometimes internal team directly picks it up and fix it.
Got it.
So at first, I contacted Sayan on LinkedIn, and I thought I should contribute in his project. His project was graphical guided tools. So I contributed there. Then when I sent him the message, can you please review and merge? Then he said this PR is not actively maintained. Maybe you should try another one, and I will get sometime, then I will review. So I was like, okay. So after that, I saw embedded chat. So embedded chat was quite active. Their maintainers basically merge and review PR every week. So and already there were 4 to 5 contributors were contributing at December. Maybe they are contributing from September only. So at that time, yes, I started contributing to embedded chat, and I remember my first PR got merged at 1 January, exact first day of the year. So in those 14 to 15 days, basically I have raised maybe 20-ish PR in embedded chat. Because of the I was actively contributing in the embedded chat. The maintainer of the embedded chat is Dishant. Then we got connected, and then later on that he and me became the friends, and then he guided me that now you should do this, now you should do this, and so I just followed that. And about the community, he also mentioned that community is very important. Last year, Cyan is also mentioned that he basically contributed in the community. So later on, I actually participated in the community. I was helping other contributors to set up the RocketChat if they're facing an error while doing setup. Yes, so I think that was around February, and then I chose the project and applied in the RocketChat.
Correct. So embedded chat में ही you're contributing now?
नहीं, actually this year embedded chat was on the list, but I tried focusing on the AI projects. So AI is quite new. Yes. So my current project is AI agent. It is about chat automation. So suppose you are using RocketChat. I'm also using RocketChat, and I can set automation on your name. Just in natural language, I can give command to the app, and it will create automation. So suppose like whenever Harkirat messages in this channel about this topic, then send him a particular node or basically trigger me or anything. So there are some webhooks created by RocketChat team in their app engine, so we can use that and utilize to make it work.
Got it. That makes sense. If someone wants to do RocketChat today, what's the tech stack? I would assume it's standard MERN, or is it something else?
Basically TypeScript heavy in RocketChat, and also for RocketChat's mobile apps, they use React Native.
Got it. Makes
And
sense.
for desktop, I think they use Electron.
Got it. So mostly TypeScript all around.
Yes.
Got it. But there's a lot of competition, as you said, right? There are a lot of people.
Yes.
Makes sense.
I think in this year only, there were around 1,000 to 1,500 people were signed up. Basically, new people logged into the server.
Got it. That's great.
Yes.
Sounds good. Cool, man. Any parting thoughts for people who want to contribute to RocketChat next year? Any contribution setup tips that you want to give?
Okay, tips. So what I thought, I first got to know about open source. I thought that the team will create issues and we have to work on that. But what newcomers can do, they can actively find issues as well. So suppose I was scrolling through RocketChat and I thought that yes, this button is not working correctly or this not getting updated. So I can create issue and I can raise the PR by myself as well. So that is also accepted. And I think particularly in RocketChat, contributions, community, and bonding with the mentor, all three are important. So what happens in other organizations, PR play very huge role, right? So, but in RocketChat, all three are very important. So, but यही है कि अगर if he contributed heavily, then we also get connected with the mentor. Mentor also have a nice impression. Yes, he's doing well. What happened this year? Many good contributors when I think missed the chance because their project was not selected in RocketChat. There are around 30 projects. I think 30ish projects. But I think 19 of the projects got selected in the GSoC. So there is one tip that choose the project who are important for the organization as well. So what happens ki suppose I like one project and I contributed heavily in that. I created POC as well, proposal as well. But if that project is not get selected, if that project is not that much important for the basically particular organization, then there is a chance that it will get the lower ranking and not get selected.
Got it. Makes sense. Very cool. Thank you so much. This was very actionable advice for everyone. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. I want to say thank you to you because your videos help me to learn and develop that mindset. And also, I like to thank my family as well because I think I got selected into the GSoC, but without their support, I would not have able to crack this. Basically, family and my friends, and you especially.
Amazing. Thank you so much and all the best. Bye. And बाकी मिलते हैं if you're coming to Super 30. I'll see
Yes,
you
yes,
there.
yes, yes, sir. Made the super hit. Yes, thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, bye.
All right, Harsh, tell us more about your GSoC journey.
First of all, thanks for inviting me here. Means a lot. So I'll be working on a medium-sized project called Improved Implementer Tools under the org OpenMRS.
Got it. Tell us more about your background. Are you in college right now? Have you graduated?
Yeah, so I'm a pre-final year computer science student at Nirma University, Ahmedabad.
Got it. And
I started my
Right.
coding journey just before joining the college back in August 2022. So I started with Java and HTML CSS from the Udemy courses, and I purchased your cohort 2 in April 2024.
Got it. Makes sense. And when did you get into GSoC? When did you start your contributions? Did you contribute at all?
Yeah. So after completing week 15 Next.js from cohort, I started looking for the GSoC organizations around in September. So I did my research and listed down 14-15 organizations based on their past participation and number of projects being selected every year, and obviously the tech stack. And after that, I chose two organizations, Palisadoes Foundation and OpenMRS. So after that, I was reading their docs, getting to know the community, how the system workflow works and code base and all. Then in December, my first ever PR got merged in OpenMRS. So then I decided to just stick with one org, and till the proposal deadline, I had 10 PRs merged, and two of them were under review as well. Yeah.
Got it. Very cool. What's the tech stack at OpenMRS? What is the project? Is it like medical research?
Medical record system. So
Okay.
in front end they use TypeScript, React, SCSS, and in back end they use Java. And I guess for mobile application they use Kotlin. Not sure though.
Got it. And where were your contributions?
I was in front end. My project is in front end.
Front end. Got it. And what's the project?
So there is a tool called Improved Implementer Tools, which exists in OpenMRS currently, which allows non-tech people to configure their OpenMRS website according to their needs, like which component to put where, and so that they can do it using UI. But there are many bugs right now. It doesn't work properly. Like some of the features don't work properly, so I need to fix them and some other features and all.
How many people get into OpenMRS every year?
This time, 8 people got selected. Last year it was 6. This time,
What's your advice to
4 front-end projects
Go ahead.
and 4 back-end this time.
So let's say someone knows the MERN stack well, or React, TypeScript. Is it like an easy repository to understand? Are there enough issues for people to solve?
Yeah, there are a lot of issues. So there will be no, like, you will be not free, like there are no issues. There are always issues to solve in OpenMRS. So they use Jira, so there is, if you find any issues, you can just assign it to yourself. You don't need to ask anyone. So that's a cool thing. And yeah, it's pretty easy to understand. Initially, it can be confusing to understand, like so many things to look at glance at first. But yeah, like it is not that hard.
Got it. Makes sense. Cool. ठीक है. I think that's all the question I have. What's your future plan after this, after GSoC?
I wanted to ask that question like after the pod. So my biggest contribution was like E2E testing, writing an E2E test. So what happened was, like in January I was looking at the issues, and there were so many issues related to E2E testing, and no one was working on them. So, and I knew if I work on those issues, then it will be a big contribution. It will help me enhance my profile. So I started learning E2E testing, Playwright from YouTube, but couldn't understand much. So bought a Udemy course, and yeah, understood it from there. And yeah, then actually in 10 PRs, 3 of them were related to E2E testing,
and they were quite big. So yeah, it I think helped me in getting selected.
Got it. Makes sense. Yeah, that's usually a good place to contribute. Did you introduce the E2E tests or did you just add on top?
Yeah, I add on top, and some of them in one issue I enhanced it. Like they were not written properly, so I introduced more steps and all. And two of them I introduced like from scratch.
Cool, man. That's super interesting. And for you, like, did you know you'll get selected? Were there signs or was it unpredictable?
So what I used to do is I used to compare myself from previous participants for that organization. So my goal was to merge at least 5 PRs, because in 2024 a person with 5 PR got selected. So my target was to like at least 5. Then I was pretty confident with my contributions, and I was attending all meetings, almost all meetings, and I was pretty well known in the community. So I was quite confident but a bit nervous as well.
Got it. Makes sense. Cool, man. Thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's get into your questions.
Yeah, so after 6 months, I'll have my placements or internship season. And I'm from a tier 2 college, so pretty decent or average placements happen here as well. And I am pretty good with cohort 2, 0 to 1, but haven't made like very good quality projects right now. And my ultimate target is to work in a Web3 company. And I currently started learning Web3 from your cohort, currently in the week 4. So I know I can't manage all these things at once right now, and it will not work if I do like this. So what should I focus on?
Yeah, I think just niche down. If you know your good companies are coming, then not the worst idea to just focus on whatever they require, which might be DSA, most probably I would assume. So get that first offer. Probably you still have a semester to explore after that. So I would say if you have decent placements in campus, so just focus on campus placements for now for the next 6 months at least. Crack one and then decide. So at least 6 months later, I'd do DSA.
And second best thing, like I can do.
Second best thing would be if you don't want to back up, or if you feel like wo to lagi jayegi college wali, then I would build a lot of projects that will help you. At the simplest level, apply to startups, product-based companies who would maybe ask a little bit of DSA, but then dive into machine coding rounds or system design. And then the second more ambitious goal would be to find a remote job, which you have to do a lot of DMing founders on Twitter or finding a project that you can contribute to. The path already. You've done it once in GSoC. So basically the same thing again, but more niche down. But that will require some way. I think if in Web3, I think there's a lot to cover considering you're at week 4. But in full stack, I think if you've done 0 to 1, then that's good enough. You just need to now build a lot of projects.
And I'll also have access to Super 30 now. So as an online student,
you want to join online?
Yeah, I'll be joining online.
Got it. Makes sense. Yeah, I'll share all the steps. Generally, it's for offline, for GSoC people, because then you guys can come and create the community. But if it's on online, I can do like a heavy discount, or I don't know if it'll be free or not. But I can do a big discount for you. Okay. Any other questions?
No, that's all.
All right. Nice talking to you, Harsh. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Sorry, it'll be a little bit of repetition of the same thing. So tell us about your full journey.
So, hello everyone. My name is Jigyasu and I am second year engineering student at ABS IT Ghaziabad. And I got selected in GSoC in Python Software Foundation.
Nice. That's a pretty aggressive org, but your project was different, right? So can you talk through the whole journey of contributing and getting there?
So 30th अक्टूबर की बात है, and मैं और मेरा एक friend साथ में बैठे हुए थे COA की लैब में, and he was telling me कि भाई तूने GSoC के contribution start कर दिए, and I was like नहीं भाई मेरे को तो अभी orgs नहीं देखी. So he was like so तब मैंने बोला चल ठीक है start करते हैं. So at that moment of time I started contributing to Python Software Foundation अक्टूबर में ही in the sub organization which was Python Argentina, but वहाँ पे बिल्कुल भी जो मेंटेनर्स है वो बिल्कुल भी एक्टिव नहीं थे, तो फिर वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन छोड़ी. फिर मैंने वो ज्वाइन करी जुपिटर लैब में 2-3 कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस करे. वहाँ पे कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा था, प्लस उन्होंने बोला इस साल वो GSoC में नहीं आएंगे, वो छोड़ी. ऐसे करते करते दिसंबर जनवरी पूरा निकल गया. फिर मैंने वैकटेल भी ज्वाइन करी थी, वहाँ पे भी 4-5 कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस करे थे, जो कि एक जैंगो की फोर्क है CMS वैकटेल. और फिर उसके बाद जनवरी एंड में मैं वापस पाइथन सॉफ्टवेयर फाउंडेशन में आया और सीवी बिन टूल में कंट्रीब्यूशन करना चालू करा। सो वहाँ पे मैंने अप्रॉक्स 20 पीआर रेज करी एक महीने के अंदर अंदर। आई वॉज डेड कंसिस्टेंट। अगर मेरा गिटहब भी खोल के कोई देखेगा तो वहाँ पे रोज कंट्रीब्यूशन करता था, मैं 1 पीआर डालता था। सो वहाँ पे कंसिस्टेंट रहा, 20 पीआर हो गई एंड आई गॉट इन।
20 PR, very cool. So how did you, was it easy, was it hard? If someone else wants to contribute to the same org, तो उनको क्या क्या करना चाहिए?
सो अगर पाइथन सॉफ्टवेयर फाउंडेशन में क्या है कि कुछ और ऐसी होती हैं जो हर साल नई आ जाती हैं, सब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन छोटी छोटी। बट कुछ ऐसी ऑर्ग है जैसे कि सीवी विंटूल जो मेरी थी, जो पहले से ही आ रही है, तो उसमें कंपटीशन बहुत ज्यादा होता है। बट अगर कोई बंदा नया आ रहा है, पहली बार कंट्रीब्यूशन चालू कर रहा है, सो आई वुड हाईली रिकमेंड कि दे वुड लुक इनटू द न्यू ऑर्ग्स जो आ रही हैं जिसमें कंपटीशन भी कम है। सो बस यही है, बाकी जस्ट डू कंट्रीब्यूशंस, बी गुड एट पाइथन एंड यू विल गेट इन।
Got it. Very cool. That makes sense. What else? आगे का क्या प्लान है तुम्हारा? What are you after? Do you want to work in Python या कुछ और?
हाँ, मेरा आगे का प्लान ये था कि अभी मैंने cal.com को भी फोर्क करके उसमें कंट्रीब्यूशन करने का चालू किया, बट आई एम नॉट दैट गुड एट Next.js, Prisma, TRPC, etc. So अभी तो currently I'm doing cohort 3 and then I'll most probably shift to contributing to open source and get into remote jobs, etc. etc. बाकी the journey was insane. Coding journey है, college journey, etc. etc.
Got it. तो do you have any orgs right now? तो तुम्हारा ये श्योर है कि तुम्हें अब ओपन सोर्स के थ्रू ही जॉब लेनी है?
Yes, at the point of अभी तो हाँ।
Got it. Do you have any orgs in mind? थोड़ा बहुत स्टार्ट किया तुमने? What website did you mention? What.com? Cal.com.
Cal.com.
Got it.
So जो उनकी मेन जो वो रेपो है उसी में मैं कंट्रीब्यूशन ट्राई कर रहा था, लोकली सेटअप किया, बट लेट्स सी, अभी तो कोहोर्ट कर रहे हैं।
Got it. Makes sense. Very cool, man. 3-4 और आई थिंक मैं तो भेज दी। 20 करके एक है, they are hiring with us. So if you can contribute to 20 SQ, उनका code base apparently is even more complicated than Cal.
So the thing is, मतलब I started contribute, मतलब I started my coding journey from October 2023 जब मेरा जेई खत्म हुआ था। तब मैंने सोचा था कि थोड़ा अब तो करना पड़ेगा, सिंस जेई में कुछ इतना अच्छा हुआ नहीं, मेरी 60% थी और काफ़ी डिप्रेशन टाइप का भी था उस टाइम पे। तो फिर आई स्टार्टेड कोडिंग कि भाई अब एग्रेसिव होना पड़ेगा। सो मेरे फर्स्ट ईयर में मैंने पूरा डीएसए सीपी करा, प्लस वेब डेवलपमेंट में फुल स्टैक कर लिया। फिर सेकेंड ईयर में आते आते लकीली मेरे को एक बंदा मिल गया, ललित नेगी, जो मेरे अब क्लासमेट है, जस्ट मेरे साइड में बैठता है। ही ऑल्सो गॉट इनटू GSoC विद OWASP एंड हम दोनों साथ में कर रहे थे कोडिंग एंड ग्रेट जर्नी। तो अभी तो बस ओपन सोर्स में कंट्रीब्यूट करना है, जस्ट गेट इनटू रिमोट जॉब, बिकॉज उसकी भी रिमोट जॉब लग चुकी है एंड आई एम फीलिंग द सेम हीट, लेट्स डू समथिंग बिग।
उसकी कहाँ लगी है and how did he get one?
I think he got into Song GPT, which is like persistent ventures के अंडर आता है वो, and उसकी शायद हैकाथॉन की वजह से लगी है। He went to MIET, Merit Institute of Engineering Technology, वहाँ पे गया था हैकाथॉन के लिए and he got the offer right there.
Oh, that's very cool. सही, इंडिया बेस्ड कंपनी है मतलब?
नहीं, US बेस्ड कंपनी, रिमोट जॉब।
US कंपनी हैकाथॉन में आ रखी है।
बैठ के हाँ, वो एक्चुअली वहाँ पे उसके सीईओ या फिर एम्प्लॉइज आए हुए थे और उन्होंने जस्ट उसको देखा कि भाई ही इज रियली गुड एट कोडिंग, तो उसको ले लेते हैं।
That's very cool, man. सही है. That sounds like a great way to get a job. Cool, man. All the best, and hopefully you get one as well, and then we'll do another pod.
For sure. By the way, I just had a question. You were telling कि we will have like direct entry for the students who are actually got selected into GSoC कि उसमें सुपर 30 में। सो मतलब उसका क्या इंटरव्यू होगा, हमसे क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे, व्हाट वुड बी द प्रोसेस?
इंटरव्यू नहीं है, बस कॉस्ट का रहेगा। मतलब यू गाइस कैन टेल मी व्हाट यू वांट। हॉस्टल चाहिए तो इट विल बी लिटिल मोर, अगर हॉस्टल नहीं है तो इट कैन बी फेयरली चीप एज वेल, और फ्री आल्सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द पर्सन। बेसिकली यू कैन गिव व्हाटएवर यू वांट, एंड हॉस्टल है तो हॉस्टल की कॉस्ट है इफ यू वांट टू स्टे इन द हॉस्टल। इफ यू वांट टेक अ पीजी दैट विल बी लिटिल चीपर, बट मोटा मोटा ये होगा। आई विल शेयर द होल डिटेल्स इन द ग्रुप।
हाँ, वैसे बाय द वे आई एम इन माय सेकंड ईयर, तो मेरे को 75% भी मेंटेन करनी है। सो व्हाट्स अबाउट
हॉस्टल नहीं चाहिए फिर तो?
हाँ, मैं तो वैसे के साइड में, मतलब पास में ही रहता हूँ, जैसे आपने बताया।
परफेक्ट, इट्स वेरी सिंपल रूट। मतलब एक एडमिट कार्ड दे देंगे। इफ यू वांट पे समथिंग फील फ्री टू पे। अगर तुम इतना कमाओगे तो यू डोंट हैव टू पे एनीथिंग आल्सो। अगर तुम कॉलेज है ही तो तुम बीच बीच में आया करोगे को वर्क करने के लिए, इन चीज़ों के लिए, तो इट शुड बी फाइन। मैं डिटेल्स भेज दूंगा सारी।
हाँ, फॉर श्योर।
ऑलराइट, एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस?
I am good at backend Python, Django, DRF, but अभी polished projects नहीं है मेरे पास कि I can definitely show to someone कि हाँ देखो hire me. So मतलब currently अभी मैं शायद 4th 5th week पे हूँ. अभी 2 हफ्ते पहले कोड स्टार्ट किया, कोड 3. So what is your recommendation to me अगर मेरे को remote jobs में जाना है तो? Should I
I
stick to
think,
Python, improve at that, or
so the thing is, a lot of companies that are hiring are, abhi aaj की date में at least GPT wrappers or, general applied AI companies, they mostly have their code base in Python. जहाँ पे, it's very hard for me to find people. So if you can get it at, you already said Django, but mostly these companies use Fast API and, a bunch of LLM, not even like.
I know Fast API, Flask आती है.
So then you're good, I think. Then तो in that case, if you have done if you have 2-3, modern GPT projects to show, जिसमें storage भी हो, कुछ semantic search हो, and you're talking to an LLM, then I have a few roles I can refer you to.
Makes sense. ठीक.
Yeah, तो ऐसे projects में डालो, then we'll review.
हाँ, sure.
Cool.
Thank you.
Any questions?
By the way, thanks for everything.
For sure. All right, Krish, tell us more about your GSoC journey.
Okay, so first of all, hello everyone. My name is Krish Gupta. I think I just completed my second year from Manipal University, Jaipur. So this year I got into GSoC in GNU Radio. So basically, just giving a gist about GNU Radio, it deals with signal processing. Okay, so we deal with like signal processing, and we try to simulate signals not on hardware but on software. So like diving deep in my GSoC journey. So like it was quite exciting, and quite like I did some pivot in my entire journey. So like I also participated in GSoC last year. I made some contribution towards RocketChat. So but I didn't complete it by submitting a proposal there because something came up and like I just left. But this year I started my GSoC journey, I think 3 months prior to the proposal submission phase. So I started with the Emory Institute. So it what it does is like they had a project called making a fundamental model for signal processing of EEGs. What is EEG? Like it is basically brain signals. So like the task was to make a fundamental model that analyzes the brain signals. So like I made a good proposal. I made some contribution to the old repository itself. Like the person who did the project last year, I made some PRs and I raised some issues there. But yeah, I was quite confident that I will be getting in that project. But as the deadline for like proposal submission came, like many IITians came up, like they started to join the org, like and when I scanned their profile, I got to know like they actually have the same project. Like they did some research works and they had history with that same project. So it was very easy for them to get in comparison to me, who doesn't specifically have exactly this thing in my portfolio. Like so I decided like I have to make some decisions, and like I have to pivot somewhere else to maximize my chance to get into GSoC this year. So like I contacted one of my friends called Karan Palan. So I asked him to like randomly give some organizations which I can scan and make some last minute contributions and submit the proposal. So one of the org that he sent was GNU Radio. So there was this project called GR CUDA. So I am interested in like parallel computing, and I have been studying since last 6 months. So it was quite exciting to like see this project, and I thought like I can make some impactful contribution there. So like I contacted with the mentor, and he was also quite excited because this project wasn't touched since last 7 years. So no, it needed to be upgraded, and many changes was needed to be made. So like I contacted the mentor, and he told me like this is the things that is required to be done. But slowly and steadily, like when I came to the proposal phase, I slowly realized that I do not have that hardware capabilities that can make me like submit the entire proposal, or that can help me like in the GSoC phase also. Like I do not have GPUs, like I do not have HPC clusters that can help me to complete the project. So I told the mentor, and he also gave me the option like there are other projects as well that would be very impactful. So one of them was like upgrading the GNU Radio they are currently using 3.10 version, I suppose, and and in September they have committed to release 4.0 version. So the community is actively working on 4.0. So that was a very impactful contribution and a project, because the president himself was mentoring this project. So yeah, I made a proposal, I made some PRs. I think the contribution was less, but community engagement was more. I strongly communicated with the community, like actively asked doubts. Like I actively participated in the conversations that was going on between the contributors of that GNU Radio on their channels. But so that was it. Like I actively participated. I made the proposal, but just 4 days was remaining for the GSoC proposal deadline. I sent the mentor for reviewing. He told me like the proposal looks nice, but what you have referred to is the old docs, and that is not valid right now. And like basically it doesn't make sense. Like old docs, and the currently the community is using like different templates and different structures to make the modules and code the modules. So I was quite like it was a pretty good situation. Like I just had few days remaining to submit the proposal, and I had this situation. So like I gave 2 entire days for this, and like I revamped completely the complete proposal. I revamped and submitted to the mentor again with the updated code format and templates. So mentor was quite impressed. Like I shown a significant adaptability, I would suppose. Like I was quite adaptable at that point of time. And yeah, after submitting the proposal, I was quite active in the group, and like I think I suggested one of the core feature that they included right now. Like every module includes it. So like I suggested one of the data structures that was required, like which reduced the latency. So that was also a thing that like I think that helped me to get into GSoC, as there were many other contributors too. Like I had my first meet with the mentor today, so he explained me like there were other contributors too who contributed significantly and were in the community like from since 6 months. But I think the point that they lacked was communicating the vision. Like they were not able to communicate the vision through the proposal. Like how would they be able to execute it, and like what they think about the project. Like I think that was something like helped me to get in. Like I communicated it very nicely. Like I was in regular contact with mentors and the community. So yeah, I think that part helped me. And yeah, so that's how I got selected like in GSoC 25.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think I heard your story in the live as well. It's pretty interesting to hear. What is the tech stack here? Like, what language are you writing your code in now?
Okay. So they use C++ and CMake mostly. Yeah.
All right. I think you pretty much covered everything. I'm thinking, what are your future plans, Ratha? Yeah, I remember you mentioned you want to do a startup with your friend.
Yeah.
So that's
Karan,
the goal, right?
Karan and me are actively working on Web3 startups. Like we are seeking grants and all, but yeah, that was something like we are trying to like make it into the startup wala ecosystem. Yeah.
Doing this Lana fellowship, I'm announcing it on Sunday. You guys should apply. At least one of you should get in.
Sure.
What blockchain are you building on?
Okay, so mostly it is in Solana. Like EVM chains only, we are focusing on that because our prior product Nexus Sphere was also based on EVM chains. So like yeah.
So you're focusing on EVM, not on Solana.
Yeah, mostly like we had options, but current like quite contrasting ideas. But yeah, we still have to fix one. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Cool, man. I think that covers everything. Thank you so much for joining, and all the best.
Selected for outreachy. During I think January or something, I had seen Harkirat sir's video, and this video was like a past video of the past people's success stories, right? So in that there were 2 girls selected for outreachy. So that is where I got to know about the program, the entire program outreachy. Then the girl Monalika in that video, I reached out to her. Like, how did you get in? How did you, like, what did you do? All that stuff. So that was when I got to know that there is also a program like this. So uske baad mein, so the difference between GSoC and outreachy is that for outreachy you have to fill an initial application. So if your initial application gets selected, only then you can move to the contribution phase. So I filled out the initial application, and then I was also trying on other places also, like simultaneously chali raha tha. So after the initial application, I started seeing their past projects, like kya projects list down हुए थे. So this, and I wanted to try something new also. So there was this OCaml करके और आया था. उस टाइम पे मेरे को ऐसे पता भी नहीं था कि OCaml is a language करके. So I started then I thought maybe OCaml might also come this time. So select हो नहीं हो, let's like start learning. So I started learning OCaml उस टाइम पे. And then the lucky thing was OCaml is not easiest to work on Windows. तो Mac and Linux के लिए अच्छा support है, but Windows पे थोड़ा है issue. तो I started setting it up on WSL वगैरह. तो ये सब मेरा पहले हो गया था. And then the initial applications का result came through. And then I was luckily selected in that. And then OCaml के अंदर 2 projects आए थे. So there was Claudius करके एक project. And OCaml का जो main उनका repo है, तो there is a Dune करके उनका another repo उसके ऊपर. So Dune is like build के लिए, build system के लिए use करते हैं. So Dune was one project and Claudius was another project. So I chose Claudius because it was very visually a rewarding project था. So Claudius is basically एक library जिससे हम generative demos generate कर सकते हैं. So I started. Now another thing with that is Claudius was also not an easy project to set up. So majority of people that were trying to come and contribute to Claudius, वो लोग setup में ही निकल जा रहे थे. तो luckily क्योंकि मेरा already WSL setup वो सब हो गया था, WSL के ऊपर OCaml setup हो गया था. तो I got a head start उस time पे उधर पे. And then Claudius भी मेरा हो गया setup. So उसके बाद मैं started seeing कि क्या क्या issues है, क्या क्या मेंटेनर का क्या क्या कहना है कि क्या करना है. So he had stated कि एक precondition है, you have to use Claudius and make a demo sample कि तुमको समझ रहा है कि Claudius कर क्या रहा है. So I made that program. That took like around 4-5 days, I guess, the setting up and then making the demo वाला. So उसके बाद मैं started seeing the good issues वगैरह. तो उस time पे I saw this mouse input करके एक issue है. तो Claudius पे अभी तक कैसे था कि it was like a static SDL window अपना generate होता है और उस पे graphics दिखता है. There was no mouse interaction तभी उस टाइप पे. So I added code for that mouse support के लिए. तो उसके this was my first PR. उसके बाद में the second PR that I add the second feature that I added was a screenshot feature. Now the screenshot feature was already listed in the issues, but कैसे था कि now I was using WSL. तो कुछ issues आता था तो I wanted to record the video and send it to the maintainer कि देखो I did this and then मेरे को यहाँ पे नहीं हो रहा है, यहाँ पे issue आ रहा है, ऐसे वैसे. तो कैसे था कि जो अपना Windows का snipping tool है, it was missing recordings, मतलब missing the Claudius का जो अपना mouse का draw करते हैं. Let's example कि मैंने hi लिखा था, it was missing the first continuous stroke. तो ऐसे करके मतलब मेरे को भी लगा कि हाँ अगर स्क्रीनशॉट और जिफ फीचर्स ये सारे ऐड करे तो वुड बी अ गुड ग्रेट फीचर टू वर्क ऑन. तो सो आई टुक अप दी स्क्रीनशॉट वाला इशू. उसके बाद में व्हाइल वर्किंग ऑन दिस इशू आई स्टार्टेड फाइंडिंग अदर बग्स आल्सो. लाइक OCaml में जनरली सेगमेंटेशन फॉल्ट नहीं आता, तो एक्सेप्शंस वगैरह रेज हो गई है. तो सेगमेंटेशन फॉल्ट आने लगा. तो आई टोल्ड माय मेंटेनर कि ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है. तो ही सेड कि अनदर इशू ओपन करो, वहां पे बात करते हैं. एंड देन वहां पे ही टैग सम अनदर मेंटेनर को मेंटेनर एंड दे वर आल्सो डिस्कसिंग कि कैसे करे क्या करे. बट लाइक मेरे को भी था कि नाउ आई हैव रिपोर्टेड द इशू, तो आई वांट टू सी if I can work on it. तो साइड बाय साइड मैं इस पे भी कर रही थी एंड लकीली मेरे को मिल गया सोल्यूशन उसका. तो इट वाज समथिंग लाइक जो SDL विंडो था उसके जगह पे इट वाज ट्रिगरिंग सम अदर लाइब्रेरी. तो लाइव 3D कोर करके कुछ तो है, तो इट वाज ट्रिगरिंग दैट. तो ऐसे काफी सारा हंटिंग थ्रू रेडिट एंड देन कोरा का पोस्ट ऐसे करके दैट वाला गॉट रिजॉल्व. तो दिस वाज द सेकंड. उसके बाद में माय सेकंड PR गॉट मर्ज, द स्क्रीनशॉट फीचर. This third wala performance issue wala, we kind of summed it up ki it is not our fault that the segmentation issue is arising in Claudius, and we added a section to the README for troubleshooting people who face the same error unke liye. And then I also reported some other 2-3 bugs. So ऐसे total मेरे 7 से 8 contributions रहे हैं project. So that was about the journey. It's like a complete circle moment for me because मैंने देखा था someone in the last outreach वाला podcast and now I'm on the podcast. So very happy.
Yeah.
Also to mention, जैसे GSoC people have this proposals ना. So we have, I told you right. First there is the initial application का stage, then the contribution का stage, and then there is also final application करना होता है. But it's not like proposal जैसे GSoC में अपन बनाते हैं. It's like they have a separate interface उनका website पे, and then it's kind of text box like interface. So we are not going to put tables or images, let's say. So, but still, like I had the proposal ready. So people should have a proposal ready and then put the text uske andar. So that's also important because some people like go on and text में ही डाल देते हैं. So it's better to have a proposal. And I had also linked my proposal and it was in the text box. I had talked to my mentor. So that is also, we can do that. Outreach is an internship that supports people. It's a like supports people who are like females, then underrepresented in tech. So it's not like it's only for girls or maybe gender fluid people, but it's also for boys. Now, for example, this year 26 people are selected in outreachy, and there were like 3,500 plus applications, and there are a lot of guys. So it's not like the myth that only girls or maybe only binary people, non-binary people, like those people can apply. All of us can apply, and then it's also on the contribution, like how we contribute. Once we pass through the initial phase, so it's after that it's nothing on the pehle wala part, the underrepresentation wala. It's totally on the contributions in the next phase.
Yes. Thanks, Shreya.
Yeah. It was great. Chalo, thank you.
In my third year of college from MAIT Delhi, and I am participating in GSoC this year with Sugarlabs. So I had close to around like 13 PRs merged before, and I had PRs related to everything. So like I fixed 7 to 8 bugs. I had like 2-3 test cases wali PR, and I had a feature introduced which was again a test. So I introduced Cypress testing code base to music blocks. And I also had like a documentation change. So I think I covered like a holistic, and since a lot of people were contributing, so I read somewhere in Sugarlabs GSoC guidelines that they want students who not only contribute code wise, but they also document and test their code base. So I think it is very important to be covering all the aspects and discussing all the things with maintainers. And I did this till March. I started contributing back in like November regularly and attending their meets and everything. And after March, I just picked a project and then started discussing about the project with like maintainers and developing a small MVP, which I also added to in my proposal. So yeah, that was my journey. I think like it is very it makes sense to me to have like test covered, so it makes your code base more robust. So like I personally not like writing tests, but yeah, I think of it as a necessity. So your code looks better. That is all. So like the project which I am assigned for the GSoC period is like I have to develop a GitHub backend. So right now, music blocks store their projects in some central database which they have. And they want to shift it to like have a GitHub based backend. So like all the projects that the students will make will now be stored at GitHub. So I'm thinking of doing like all this test driven development and documenting my entire code. So I think it's a nice habit to have, and being a good developer, we should inculcate this habit. Yeah, so there was an issue opened, and I guess the previous contributors, etc., introduced that the need to have a test, test to music blocks code base. So a lot of people were involved in writing jest test, the unit tests. So since it is a very large code base and a lot of modules and a lot of like packages, etc. So I was also contributing in writing unit tests, but the Cypress testing was introduced by me. So like I didn't know much about Cypress, so I just learned it on the way, and yeah, that's it. Also, like one thing I would like to mention is like the maintainer is of the project. I have Walter Bender as my maintainer. So I looked through his he's 70 years of age and his alma mater is MIT and Harvard. So I was like shocked. This person is like reviewing my work and he's reading written. So like it gives your work a lot of value. So apart from the stipend and all of that, I think this is what matters more when it comes to contributing to open source. So some guy had 60-70 PRs related to all of these things in Sugarlabs only. So it is pretty competitive, but yeah, at the same time, it is very welcoming to new developers. So I highly recommend anyone watching. So you can give it a shot. the meetings twice a week. So Wednesday and Sundays, usually we have meets discussing what work we have done over the past week. And so I started regularly attending those meets since November. So I think that is also very important when it comes to building your reputation. Amongst maintainers. And yeah, you get to know the community, and you are known by maintainers. You know their thinking. So, yeah.
So these events happen on their Discord, right?
So they have like a separate element, the Matrix channel they have. So so the meets happen online on a platform called Jitsi, which is also open sourced. So yeah.
बहुत बढ़िया भाई. तो मैं से चिढ़ाते हैं स्कूल में?
नहीं.
ठीक है. So tell me more about yourself. मतलब GSoC journey पूरी.
Okay. So hi everyone. I am Saif Ali Khan, a final year BCA undergraduate at then an Academy of Management Studies Kanpur, and I am thrilled to be selected at Google Summer of Code with the Java Pathfinder team. It's a Java-based org. So my journey started in 2024, and I also started my coding from that year only, as I bought your code 3. So yeah, and then I reached out to Karan Palan Bhaiya and Satyam Soni Bhaiya as they were selected in GSoC. I saw your video on YouTube about GSoC 2025. So yeah, and I started my coding in GSoC from there. So yeah, Bhaiya, I was learning Java since from my school. I was taught Java there from class 8 to 12. A little bit of HTML as well. So, but I did not had that much interest in coding back then because I was good at cricket. So I was giving more of the time to playing cricket. And then I thought that I should now focus on coding. So I took admission at a college in my hometown, and I was thinking of doing BTech, but I don't think that I could do BTech, so I did BCA. Yeah, and then what was the भैया क्वेश्चन क्या था फिर से एक बार
GSoC journey पूरी into end.
अच्छा then then I reached out to the GSoC mentor. His name is Kyril. I reached out to him in July only when I saw your video. So I was looking at the orgs that I can go with GSoC in GSoC 2025. So I selected Haskell, I selected JPF. There is also one org named Check Styles. It's also Java based. I also selected Kotlin, but eventually I have to leave Kotlin and Haskell because there were a lot of contributors. So I was very new, so I thought that I should apply to org that accepts less contributors, as well as they will have less competition. But my org in 2025, my org got 24 proposals. So I was a bit wrong when I said that मेरे प्रोजेक्ट किसी ने अप्लाई नहीं किया, बट देयर वर 24 प्रपोजल्स. So yeah, I reached out the mentors, and then the journey started. I cloned the code base. I started reading the code base. It was pretty overwhelming because it's JVM, right? JVM code is not that easy to get through it. Okay, so I coded. I have only one PR, but I think I cannot share the screen.
There should be a button somewhere niche, share button.
Oh, let it. Okay. Wait. I had pretty much बहुत सारा conversation हुआ था. You can see that I have 26 about 26 comments from my mentor for this specific pull request. I coded around this much, 157 lines. So what I was doing, I found out that for the math class in their JVM, the not a number and infinity and this 0.0f and minus 0.0f. So what was happening that in Java, if you compare 0.0f, f means floating point number, and minus 0.0f with double equal, okay, then it gives you true, but it's not right because the raw bit implementation of minus and plus will be different. Correct. So I coded that, but they were saying that please implement the OpenJDK implementation. I said no, it will be plagiarism. So at the end they said, yeah, you are right. So from where you got this code? So I said that this every language has their specification. Like Go has their language specific. Java also has a JLS, Java language specification. So I got it from there. That they have clearly mentioned that 0.0 and minus 0.0 will return true. Okay, so I thought that I could return from here. I could do something like 1.0 f greater than a is greater than 0, and then use ternary. So it will return minus 0.0, and if it is less, and it will return 0.0 if it is greater. If we are using max and min. Okay, so yeah, and then she asked me to add some test cases. So in Java we have we can convert the floats to raw of ints, raw bits of ints, and we can convert double to raw bits of long. Yeah, this was my contribution to the org, and my mentor said that we voted for you for so long, matlab very long. We voted for you, and eventually we took you because your proposal was very accurate and good. सो या भैया बस यही है जर्नी. अभी तो फिलहाल काफ़ी हेटरेड भी मिली है. आई गॉट लॉट ऑफ हेटरेड.
Why did you get hate?
Oh, actually, I am from BCA, so yeah, people reached out that you look 30. How could you be in college?
You look 30?
Yeah.
Got it.
I got beard before than you, so yeah, you look 30.
कहाँ पे हुआ ये? Like Twitter?
Yeah. At Twitter, people at my college were also very.
How old are you वैसे?
21. I am 21.
Got it. I think you look 21 only. Okay, cool, man. Any parting thoughts? Anything to share with students who want to do, go down the Java route?
Yeah, just read the I do not follow YouTube tutorials much. As you say, you will get stuck in tutorial. I always followed you, so I read the docs. Always read the docs, and please don't use ChatGPT. Always use Stack Overflow. Use ChatGPT if you move from beginner to intermediate. When you are at moderate level, so you can use ChatGPT. In my code base, I tried using LLMs, but they were not able to do anything. Like they will not literally they can't do anything.
Right.
So if the code base is niche, I think if the code base is low level, then you cannot directly use LLMs.
Right.
You have to know things, and you have to work around. Yeah, that's my
That's good advice.
for the.
All right. Thank you, Saif, for joining, and all the best with your GSoC. ठीक है भाई, बताओ फिर अपनी GSoC journey.
I'm Rishab. I'm a sophomore at JIT, currently majoring in computer science. A lot of my friends started contributing to different organizations around December. So I did not had any significant achievements at that time. So I thought it would be great for my future goals too if I just start contributing to different orgs, build some connections. That's how I started contributing for GSoC. And I also saw one of your video in which you were talking about it.
Got it. Makes sense. JIT Noida ना यहीं पे ही है.
Yeah.
Got it. Very cool. Makes sense. ठीक है भाई. So have you done any internships before वैसे or job before?
No, I haven't.
God, this is your first time. ठीक है.
Yeah.
So what pick the organization? What kind of contribution did you make? How did you learn?
I made a lot of mistakes while picking up the organization. I was just focused on checking where will I get less competition. And because of that, I had to hop between a lot of different organizations, and I had to make around 50 to 60 PRs during the GSoC timeline. So because of that, I had to put in a lot of work. I think to pick organization, one should focus on their future goals. Organization which can align with their future goals. I think that should be the ideal organization. But at the end, I chose 3 different orgs: processing, PyBAM, and OC, because I have majority of my contributions in these orgs, and I got selected in PyBAM under NumFocus.
Got it. Can you explain more about the project?
Yeah. So I have to basically add a 3D thermal model in PyBAM, support for 3D geometries. They currently just have support for 1D. So I have to add different numerical methods, meshing libraries, and further I have to add two-way coupling in thermal model. Two-way coupling basically means taking the temperature from thermal model and feeding it back to the electrochemical model, and from electrochemical model calculating and feeding it back to the thermal model.
भाई थोड़ा ऊपर से हो गया, ये थोड़ा कंप्यूटर ग्राफिक्स रिलेटेड है क्या?
Scientific computing related battery modeling.
Battery modeling.
Mhm.
Can you explain this a little bit more for everyone?
Battery modeling is basically simulating battery in your computer. We still don't know a lot about battery, so simulating it basically helps in research. So my project can basically maybe help develop a new thermal equation.
Got it. Makes sense. So is it like a web app? Is it a native application?
It is a Python library.
It's a Python library. Got it. Makes sense. What kind of contributions were you making? You have to understand a bunch of things that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I had to read a few research papers too for this, and I basically added a thermal model, properly lumped thermal model, which means uh, we can directly supply an averaged out temperature to the model, and it can calculate other things accordingly. If someone does not have a lot of data, then this model can be idle for them. I also added few numerical methods, I think interpolators.
Correct. Makes sense. इंडिया से काफी लोग जाते हैं क्या यहाँ पे, और you're
मेरे कॉलेज में एक सीनियर था, उनसे मुझे पता चला था इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बारे में. वैसे जनरली काफी कम लोग ही देखे मैंने.
cool, man. Any thoughts? Someone wants to contribute to this org. Do you have any research papers you'd like to share for them to read before they start contributing?
Yeah, I can share a drive link. It basically contains all the physics part, but you don't need to go through a lot of it to start contributing. You can just go through the code base. They have a very nice documentation available on their website. It is pretty easy to understand. It's not that difficult.
Got it. Makes sense. Cool, man. Yeah, share those resources. We'll add them in the description.
Yeah.
With that, thank you, Rishab, for joining. Any questions you have for me? Any other parting thoughts?
I wanted to ask you, I want to eventually build something in deep tech. So what should I do after this GSoC project? Like I should apply to different internships related to deep tech, go to events. I don't have any industry relevant problem statement now, and my goal for next 2 to 3 years is eventually get in YC.
Got it. So, okay, two parts here. You said you want to get into deep tech. Can you elaborate more on that? Like which niche deep tech, like machine learning, AI, deep learning, Web3?
Mostly at intersection of machine learning and quantum computing for now, I think.
Got it.
I don't have any industry relevant problem statement for now. I was just exploring different fields.
Got it. Have you gone through YC's, ideas list? They have this. Just go to yc.com/ideas or something. I think they always have a section on quantum computing. I could be wrong. When there are a few, solid problem statements that they would want founders to build on. I don't know without, if you don't already work with a company, तो starting point मिलेगा कि नहीं. But let me just see Y Combinator, ideas, request for startup, हम quantum search करें. Yeah, I don't see it here in this, but just keep going through, spring 25, winter 25, पीछे. I don't think there are a lot of companies, specifically, quantum computing that do this, that, get into YC. Unfortunately, if you want to get into YC, either you have great credentials and then you can get in with, such a research idea. Most of the time you need to do revenue or, some product market fit. That might be a little hard in this specific niche. So unless you get a co-founder who's a PhD, let's say, or you're showing some novel research, some paper that you have that you're going to build on top of, I think YC might be a little tricky. And the other tricky thing might be, for getting your foot in the door. I don't know if maybe this specific, GSoC org that you're applying to, this sounds closer to, a little bit of physics. Otherwise, it's rare to find people build projects like these. Most of these are like consumer products that people build. So it'll be a tough challenge, basically, both in terms of learning and eventually in terms of fundraising as well.
Cool.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right, Dishant, tell us about your GSoC journey.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Dishant, a pre-final year student, and I've been part of OWAASP Foundation for last 3 months, and I've been contributing heavily there.
Got it. Take us through your contributions, like high level, मतलब क्या क्या किया था, what did you know, tech stack, things like these.
So I knew Munstack there, and the code was in backend was in Django, and DevOps, Docker, and Ansible, and everything was there. So I started with front end, took up a good first issue in January, and from there went on to front end, then did Docker multi-stage builds for them, and then started contributing to backend.
Got it. How did you learn Django, like on the go?
Yes, it was purely on the go because I had no option but to learn
Got
because
it.
I wanted to get in.
Got it. Makes sense. And how many contributions did you make by the end of it?
By March, I was about 26 to 27 PRs were merged. Yeah, so 26 to 27 PRs were merged by March.
Got it. Makes sense. If you had to give a weightage, proposal versus contributions versus mentor relationships, what do you think matters?
So proposal, my mentor wanted to review our proposals beforehand, and so he gave us feedback over there. In our org, most of the stuff was PR based. It was a PR heavy org.
Got
So
it. Makes sense. Cool, man. If someone wants to contribute in the same org this year, what tech stack would you recommend them? When would you recommend them they start contributing?
if you want to start, this was a very competitive project, like Munstack tha. So it was too competitive. Like 14 to 15 people were pounding on issues. I used to sleep at 2 o'clock and wake up at 6 o'clock. It was a US time shift, so I have to get the issues assigned.
Right.
And start from November and focus on proposal and contributions, and that's it. You'll get in.
Got it. Makes sense. Cool, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, all the best for your GSoC.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dishant. Take care. Bye. Hi, everyone. We have Parth in this section. Parth has cracked GSoC. In which organization, Parth?
OWASP organization.
All righty. तो एक बार जल्दी से अपना high level, how did you get in, your kind of contributions, community proposal वगैरह वगैरह अपनी journey एक बार बता दो.
So mainly my journey started in second year of my college, in which I know primarily Python and Java. I did my DSA in Java. So I started contributing OWASP organization because I like security domain much. So I started contributing there, but in second year I don't have much experience, so it doesn't get well. But then I enrolled in cohort and done Bonstack and all. And from this February this year, I started heavily contributing to OWASP again, but this time in OpenCRE project. So this time I got in, and my project OpenCRE is kind of learning tool in which we connect most of the security standards together. And so this tool help us basically in for newcomers or new learners who want a particular domain to study in security. That's why my main things which I did well was, I think, the relationship with the maintainers, and secondly the most important is contributions. I did approximately 20 plus contributions in OWASP, so that's all I think.
Got it. For a beginner, what tech stack should they know? How can they navigate this specific repository? And what kind of issues do they tackle usually?
For juniors or for newcomers, I think Munstack is the basic stack they must know. Or if they are targeting a particular domain, like I was targeting security, so mostly the security code is written in Python. They followed Python. So you must know which domain you wanted to go. Then you must shortlist the organizations based on the things you know. And secondly, you must review the products which they are offering. If you like the product, if you like contributing to that product, then pick up that organization, and then you can start contributing in it.
What weightage would you give to your proposal, community, and contributions in your final selection?
The most important things are contributions mainly. The contributions give you an edge over all the others. And secondly, the most important is the connection between your maintainer and yourself. Like for writing my proposal, I first asked my maintainer what all things you want in that proposal. He lists me 2 or 3 things, like how current state and state of the problem, and what the code, a small gist of code you must write in the proposal. So I followed his instructions and write my proposal. My proposal was quite a bit large. It was 67 pages long, but I think it was all good because maintainer liked it at the end. So
any parting thoughts for people who want to contribute next year to the same repository, same organization?
I think they must first review the code. They must first understand the code a little bit, and then they should start contributing. Basically, they must have a small interest in security domain for all this. and they must first spend 1.5 month for understanding the code, and then they should first pick up the good first issues, and then they must start contributing. There are many bugs in security domain also, means they put a lot of attention in conserving the security and main tool operations, but they don't pay much attention in like website design or something. There are bugs in websites or something. So if you are a newcomer, you can pick them up or report them or tell them, and you can start with these small bugs, and then later on create a big feature enhancement and something.
Got it. That makes sense. Thank you so much, Parth, and all the best for your GSoC.
Thank you, sir.
21-year-old है ना, 3rd year 6th semester Dhairyashil कॉलेज बैंगलोर में, RAI ब्रांच, CS नहीं बट मैकेनिकल भी नहीं, वी आर स्टिल ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट क्या है ना। मुझे 2023 तक बेसिक कोडिंग नहीं आती थी, है ना। एक छोटा इंसिडेंट, एक लड़की ने मेरा प्रोग्राम ठीक किया था सी लैब में, जिसको CS में जाना तक नहीं था, उसका कोई मन भी नहीं था, शी वाज जस्ट हैंगिंग अराउंड, ठीक है, उसको करना नहीं था। तो उस टाइम मुझे लगा था नहीं ये सब मेरे से नहीं होगा, छोड़ना चाहिए। मैं उस दिन बहुत उदास था, मैं घर चला गया था। 2023 के मिड में हुआ था, नहीं 2023 के में हुआ था, है ना। और राइट नाउ आई एम द ओनली गाय इन माय बैच जो GSoC निकाला है। सो ओके, एक्चुअली जस्ट सीनियर एंड जस्ट जूनियर बैच में भी, ठीक है। तो हाँ,
अच्छा,
हाँ, और एक सबसे जूनियर जो एक फ्रेशर है वो निकाला है, फिर लिव इन माय PG, वी गाइस डिड इट टुगेदर। ओके, हाँ, सो हाँ, बचपन से बहुत मैं सब किया था, कंप्यूटर्स में इंटरेस्ट था। एक वेबसाइट बनाई थी ब्लॉगस्पॉट 2013 में, BTC वॉलेट था 2015 में, फालतू चीज़ें बहुत की थी, कुछ सब्सटैंशियल नहीं, है ना। 2015 का नंबर ऐसे आया, मैं अपना ईमेल गया था, मैंने देखा ओल्ड से न्यू, वहाँ पे देखा था, ओह माय गॉड आई हैड अ वॉलेट इन 2015। मुझे भी नहीं पता थी ये बात, सच कहूँ तो। सो 2023 जैन में मैंने पहला लाइन ऑफ कोड लिखा अपना C में, है ना। मतलब मुझे तब तो ये भी समझ नहीं आ रहा था क्या छोटा P बड़ा P में अंतर क्या है, एक ही बात तो है, प्रिंटफ क्यों नहीं हो रहा है। ओके, नॉट काउंटिंग द HTML जो मैंने 10th में किया था, है ना, उसको हटा के मैंने पहला लाइन ऑफ कोड अपने कॉलेज में लिखा था, और तब भी मुझे फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर तो कुछ भी समझ नहीं आया था अच्छे से। तो कोड स्टील का कोर्स मुझे मिला था किसी बंदे से टेलीग्राम पे, है ना। लाइक मेरा मन भी नहीं था वेब डेव का, मुझे पता भी नहीं था क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं, मुझे भी नहीं पता था कि स्पेस में चलना चाहिए, मैं इतना स्लो था। मैंने आई गेस 2023 मिड तक मैं जावास्क्रिप्ट में पहुंचा था। 10 आवर्स का कोर्स मैंने कुछ महीनों में निपटाया था। सो हाँ, मतलब मैं इतनी अच्छी स्पीड चल रही थी, तो प्रोग्रेस बहुत स्लो थी, है ना। मैं घर, फिर फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर ब्रेक में मैं घर गया था ड्यू टू सम कंट्रोवर्सी, आई वोंट टेक द नेम, बट कोहोर्ट 1 में जब आपने किया था, किसी से छोटी सी कंट्रोवर्सी हुई थी, नाम नहीं लूँगा, है ना। तो उस कंट्रोवर्सी वाले बंदे को मैं फॉलो करता था, तो उसके चलते मेरे में आपका कोहोर्ट का वो आ गया था रिकमेंडेशन, वो आया, मैंने वीडियो देखा, एंड मेरा मन बहुत कर रहा था लेने का, बट देन यू से कि जावास्क्रिप्ट बेसिक्स आना चाहिए, प्लस इट वॉज कॉस्टली, जावास्क्रिप्ट बेसिक्स मुझे नहीं आता था, है ना। तो आई वाज लाइक नहीं लेते आड़ा को, फिर आई एनीवे सब्सक्राइब टू यू, ठीक है, बिकॉज यू सीम वेरी लेजिटिमेट। उसके बाद सेकेंड सेमेस्टर ब्रेक में अगेन मैं घर पे था, अगेन आपका वीडियो आता है कोहोर्ट 1 का, वो कि कोहोर्ट 1 में क्या क्या हुआ है, कोहोर्ट 2 आ रहा है। आई वाज लाइक कि इस बार लास्ट टाइम ना घर पे थोड़ा सा फाइनेंसेस से मुझे पता नहीं थे कैसे, इस टाइम थोड़े ठीक है। आई वाज लाइक नहीं लेके रहेंगे, मैंने पापा को बोला पापा अच्छा ही है वो, डैड वाज लाइक ठीक है बिगाड़ना मत अपना वो वाला पेस, पढ़ाई वढ़ाई को कॉलेज का। मैं कहा ठीक है ले लिया, एंड सच कहूँ तो दिमाग पूरा मतलब ना, एक वही एवरेज वेब डी कोर्स वर्सेस योर कोर्स बहुत लेवल अप है, तो वो हो गया था मेरे साथ, ठीक है। मुझे लेकिन हाँ मज़ा बहुत आ रहा था, नो डाउट कि लग रहा था कि कुछ सीख रहे हैं, ठीक है। 1 साल पहले जो कोड देख के मैं डर जाता था, वो देख के मुझे लगा ओके कुछ है, जीसॉन है, कोई डिक्वेज जाती है एटसेट्रा। हाँ, तो दिसंबर में स्टार्ट हुआ, जनवरी में मैंने एक बंदे को मैसेज भी किया था कि भाई ये कोर्स ठीक है कि नहीं, तो बोला मत ले, ठीक है। दैट गाय करेंटली अर्निंग 20 लाख पर मंथ इन USA, ठीक है। ही वाज लाइक मत ले, ये कोर्स बकवास होता है, डॉक्स पे जा, ठीक है। दैट हैपेंड एंड मैं थोड़ा निराश हो गया। देन हाँ, फन फैक्ट, अभी मैंने उसको फिर मैसेज किया अपना GSoC का रिजल्ट दिखा के, आई गेस आई वाज रॉन्ग अबाउट दैट कोर्स। यस, सेम गाय, 20 LPA US में, तो 20 L पर मंथ। 2024 अक्टूबर में आई गॉट एन अनपेड इंटर्न, आई डोंट रिकमेंड इट टू एनीवन, नेवर डू इट, बट I have to give credit where it's due. I learned how to deal with big code bases with it. Okay, without that नहीं हो पाता मेरे से, है ना। बड़े कोड बेसिस, मतलब वो इतना बड़ा कोड बेस था, मैंने पूरा मतलब ना, that was just a front end code, but वो भी मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था, मतलब क्या क्या कहाँ जा रहा है। Figured out anyways, है ना। I realized कि डरने से कुछ नहीं होगा, have to get inside it.
Right.
फिर और इस बार आई वाज लाइक नहीं GSoC निकालना ही निकालना है. लास्ट टाइम आई वाज लाइक कि 2024 का वही ना जैन फेब में यू सेड कि ट्राई गेटिंग ए GSoC अगर थोड़ा बहुत आता है. मुझे लगता था थोड़ा बहुत मुझे आता है, मैंने ट्राई किया. एक कोड समझ नहीं आ रहा था मुझे, एक कोड बेस नहीं आ रहा था. और अनाउंस हुई उस टाइम, मतलब देख के मतलब नहीं और ट्रॉमा हो जाएगा, हटा दो इसको, देखेंगे अगले साल. और उस टाइम मुझे लगता भी था कि ये बहुत बड़े लोग के लिए है, IIT पीपल फ्रॉम IIT ऑब्वियसली. मेरे लिए ये सब नहीं है. देन क्या हुआ ना, मैं बोला था ना मैं हैकाथॉन में क्या था. वन ऑफ द हैकाथॉन वन गाय सेम बैच ही गॉट इनटू GSoC. ओके, तो दैट हाँ मेरी बैच का था, मतलब सेकंड ईयर में ही गॉट इनटू GSoC. देन आई रियलाइज कि नहीं यार हो सकता है शायद हमसे भी, वो भी Tier 3 कॉलेज से ही था, है ना. आई लाइक नहीं यार ट्राई अगले साल करना है. एंड यू सेड गेट इनटू GSoC इफ यू वांट टू गेट वन गुड थिंग आउट ऑफ दिस कोहोर्ट. एंड 2-3 अदर पीपल आल्सो टोल्ड मी. आई लाइक नहीं इस बार तो करना ही करना है, जितना भी हो झोंक देना है. तो आई गॉट अ मेंटर फ्रॉम अगेन द सेम हैकाथॉन. मुझे एक भैया मिले थे, कैन आई टेक इट नहीं, श्री निकेत मार्गुला. वेरी गुड गाय. ओके, सो गुड गाय. हम लोग ने SIS की टीम बनाई थी. ही वुड कम ऑन कॉल्स एंड वेक अप टिल 3 AM विद अस. कि हाँ ही वाज लाइक पूरे PPT दिखाओ, क्या कर रहे हो, कैसे करोगे. ही फिगर्ड आउट, ही मेड फ्लो चार्ट फॉर अस. बहुत कुछ किया था, वेरी हेल्पफुल गाय. SIS में नहीं हुआ, अनदर स्टोरी. देन आफ्टर दैट आई वाज लाइक बेशर्मों की तरह कि सर भैया GSoC के लिए भी गाइड कर दो ना. लाइक ओके इसे पहले तो लिनक्स डाउनलोड करो, ये विंडोज़ नहीं दिखना चाहिए मुझे, ठीक है. तो उनकी सारी बातें मानते गए, मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ देम. ही सेड पिक 3 और जस्ट लाइक यू कि 3 प्रपोजल डाल ही देना. ही सेड पिक 3 और तीनों प्रपोजल बनाएंगे, ठीक है. तो वो हो नहीं पाया बिकॉज ऑफ सम मेस अप्स, है ना. एक C2 SI करके और थी, वो आ नहीं पाई, टाइम नहीं मिल पाया. इन February एक्चुअली आई टोल्ड ना, मैंने एक अनपेड इंटर्न की थी. फेब में एक्चुअली मेरी 2 इंटर्न्स हो गई थी. एक वो तो अनपेड थी ही, एंड अनदर वन वाज लाइक एक वो दूसरे बोल रहे थे 10K देंगे, बट कुछ दिन हुए और आई वाज लाइक कि GSoC के लिए टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है, तो मैंने छोड़ दी दोनों इंटर्न्स.
हाँ, आई विल प्रपोजल तूने टेम्पलेट बोला ना, वो शेयर कर देना ताकि लोग.
हाँ, इट वाज नॉट अ टेम्पलेट पर से. उनका जो प्रपोजल था, आई कैन गारंटी सर, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रपोजल विच यू विल सी. मैं भेजूंगा, इतना अच्छा, मतलब. और मैंने उसको इतनी गंदी तरह कॉपी किया. उन्होंने जैसे अपना और का नाम जहाँ लिखा है, मैं वही नाम लिख रहा हूँ, ठीक है. मैं बहुत बेशर्मो जैसे छापा है, ठीक है. मैं दिखा रहा था, मैं दिखा रहा था उन्हें मीट पे. ये कुछ बोल बालना थे कि अरे चाचा अच्छा मीट. आई वुड गिव क्रेडिट अगर किसी इंसान को देना, यू एंड दैट गाय श्रीनिकेत मानला, वेरी गुड गाय, है ना. मतलब आते रहते थे. एंड कभी कभार इवन ये मैसेज मैंने उनको लिखा यार कि 3 और कैसे हो पाएगा, मेरे इंटर्न्स भी हैं. तो बोलते इंटर्न मत छोड़ो. मैंने बोला इंटर्न नहीं छोड़ो, बोलते मत इंटर्न मत छोड़ो. मैंने कहा 3 और कैसे करें फिर. देन द थिंग इज वही चाहिए था मुझे. ही रोट वर्क हार्ड, जस्ट दैट. मैंने बोला बात सही है यार, ये बहाने बना रहा हूँ मैं, है ना. मतलब इवन दो मैं 4 बजे उठना, है ना, सोना नहीं रात भर, ऐसा हो गया था. आई रियलाइज वन थिंग कि knowing कि you are dumb is actually a, क्या बोल सकते, सुपर पावर. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मैंने हाँ ओके फनी लगेगा. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ना मुझे पता था कि मुझे एटलीस्ट ज़्यादा टाइम देना पड़ेगा इस चीज़ को, ठीक है. स्मार्ट पीपल शायद कम टाइम पे कर पाया ना, बाकी सब मुझे जितने लगते हैं बहुत होशियार है कंपेयर टू मी, है ना. मैं ऐसे ही कूद गया था, बट आई रियलाइज इफ आई गिव इट इनफ टाइम हो जाएगा, है ना. और उसको एक इफ कोई सुन रहा है, मैं उसको कहना चाहूँगा कि बोरिंग भी हो जाता है एक पॉइंट पे, है ना. यू आर जस्ट रैंडमली पुशिंग PR, है ना. मुझे बड़ा मजा आता था, अलग बात है. वो PR जाओ, जब वो वायलेट कलर दिखता है, मर्ज, पीक फीलिंग, योर PR हैज बीन मर्ज. उससे अच्छा कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. हाँ, और बीच में अराउंड फेब में मेरा वो भी आ गया था ग्रांट, तो इसने थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस हुआ था, इसलिए मैं और छोड़ दिया था इंटर्न. अभी और बहुत हो चुका है वहाँ पे कॉलेज में, है ना. क्या हुआ, फ्राइडे मेरा प्लान बिल्कुल नहीं था कॉलेज में ऐसे अनाउंस करने का, बेशर्मी, है ना. अभी तो कॉलेज में स्टार बन चुका हूँ अपने बैच में, ठीक है ना. क्या हुआ, इट वॉज फ्राइडे, एक क्लास थी, कोई नहीं आया. लिटरली 5-10 लोग गए थे. HOD वॉज वेरी एंग्री. ये टेक्स्टेड कि तुम सब नहीं आ रहे हो बेटा, सस्पेंड मारने वाला हूँ, ठीक है. मैं उठा, मैं देखा बैलेंस अकाउंट में, मैंने थोड़ा बहुत पैसा तो है, गया एक स्वीट शॉप, उठाया स्वीट, पहुँच गया HOD की सर के सामने. सर वेरी एंग्री है, आंखें लाल थी, मार खाऊंगा मैं. ओके, मैंने बोल दिया सर मैं GSoC को सिलेक्टेड, ये वो बताया, ठीक है. तो सर वॉज हैप्पी. फिर जिस बंदे का पीरियड बंक मारा था वो टीचर भी आ गया. मैं कहा अभी आना था कि सर आपको, उनको भी बताया, है ना. फिर अपेरेंटली इट वर्कड आउट. तो मैं अटेंडेंस बोलने ही वाला था, सर वो अटेंडेंस थोड़ा देख लीजिए. तो बेटा देखो, तुम तो अच्छे बच्चे हो, तुम काम धंधा कर रहे हो, बाकी लोग नहीं करते, है ना. उनका क्या कर सकते हैं. वो मेरे साथ होके अपन दोनों वी गाइस बेस्ड अबाउट आर बैच, आर क्लास. सो ओके, GSoC से हेल्प बहुत हुई. हाँ, वन थिंग even though मेरा college tier 3 है, but at least my department, okay, and most of the departments, they appreciate if you do something. मैंने बाकी लोग का पूछा, मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा है ना, but in some people in GSoC group only, एक बंदे ने मुझे बताया, वो अपने HOD के पास गया था ये बोलने कि मेरा GSoC हुआ है. HOD's reply was, तुमने किससे पूछी करी इंटर्नशिप?
क्रेजी भाई, ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ था वैसे.
अरे रे सर IIT ऐसा.
भाई ये एग्जैक्टली नहीं हुआ था, बट समथिंग पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट वेल. तो आई एम सरप्राइज्ड कि तुम्हारे कॉलेज को समझ आया, वैल्यू किया.
समझ नहीं आया, बट ओके गूगल, मतलब मैं अच्छा मैं एक मैम के पास गया, मैंने बोला मैम ये गूगल समर ऑफ कोड हुआ. अच्छा बोला अच्छा गूगल, बोले क्या ये? मैंने कहा मैम ओपन सोर्स पूछते हैं क्या? मैंने कहा मैम इट्स मोर लाइक एन इंटर्नशिप, नॉट एग्जैक्टली एन इंटर्नशिप. बोले अच्छा इंटर्नशिप. मैं कहा हाँ. तो बोले कहाँ पे? मैंने बोला मैम गूगल के अंदर ये आते होते क्या? मैंने कहा गूगल में है मैम. ठीक है, मतलब दैट पॉइंट आई वाज लाइक नहीं है, मुझे उस टाइम जाना था शिपयार्ड सोलाना के हैकाथॉन के लिए. लाइक मैम टाइम नहीं है. हाँ ये हाँ गूगल का इंटर्न है, $3,000 मिलेगा.
क्रेजी भाई. नाइस.
ठीक है. माय HOD वाज सो हैप्पी. वो अगले दिन मुझे प्रिंसिपल सर के पास आएगा, बोले बताओ बेटा तुमने क्या किया. मैं कहा सर क्या? बोले बस बताना है. मैं कहा सर ऐसा अच्छा थोड़ी लगेगा अपनी तारीफ. नहीं बेटा इतना अच्छा अचीवमेंट किया है, चलो. उसके अगले कल मैं गया था, मेरे रील बना रहे हैं मेरे डिपार्टमेंट वाले, मुझे लिफ्ट से बाहर चलवा रहे हैं. हाँ मतलब बेनिफिट्स तो क्या होता है tier 3 में होने के, है ना. अभी वही 10 लोग निकालते हैं, 10 के रील थोड़ी बनाते हैं ये लोग.
करेक्ट. ये भाई पोस्टर छपेंगे तुम्हारे तो अभी.
नहीं पोस्टर आई डोंट थिंक छपेंगे.
सही है.
You have any questions?
No, I think we're good. ठीक है Manish, tell us more about your GSoC journey.
Yes, I started from February 9th, and yes, I was not aiming for GSoC 25. I actually aimed for 2026, and I just thought, okay, let's give it a try. If I'll make it, then make it. If I don't, I'll sure make it in 2026. But yeah, after I started, I realized, yes, it is doable. I can do this. So I joined Palisadoes Foundation, and yes, I took good first issues. There are a lot of unit test issues, like hundreds of 200 unit test issues. So I pick up them. I raised 1-2 peers on unit test after I jumped into integration test and just started learning the code base. Actually, I was not, I was not good enough with GraphQL things. Like I have never made any projects on GraphQL, so I read some of the documentations and YouTube videos. Then I started reading the code base and just get into these things and raise PRs on. I have like 5-6 big PRs on pre-signed URL things, जो image upload होता है.
Got it. Makes sense. And this is a simple org to contribute, right? I think simple TypeScript, Node.js, one stack project है इनका.
Yes.
Very cool.
Exactly.
So yeah, bhai, that's not simple enough. How many people got selected this year in this org?
7 people got selected in this, and there are 2 projects. One is the Munstack project that called Talawa, and another is Python-based switch and web.
Got it. Make sense. Talawa, हाँ, make sense. Cool. ठीक है. What else should I ask? How did you learn Munstack? Simple enough. I think I've contributed to the same org. I think their code base is simple, but like, do you have any advice for someone who wants to contribute here next year?
Yeah, I will suggest them to just be good at something you are learning. If you are learning TypeScript, then just be good at it. Or if you are learning Python, just be good at it. Like if you are just like, I know TypeScript, I know Python, then that will not be enough. Just you have to be good at it, something.
Got it. That makes sense. Very cool. So yeah, bhai, I think that's all I have. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any suggestions for people? कुछ और तुम्हें बताना हो अपनी जर्नी के बारे में?
But yes, your videos helped me a lot throughout my journey, and yeah, I think there is another thing people have to learn about DevOps things, like Docker and all. If you are contributing to open source, then you have to be good at it also.
Sorry, bhai, I'm not able to hear you or see you, Abhi. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I was saying, if people are contributing to a open source project, then they have to be, learn Docker or something related to DevOps things. Like, if you're not good at this, then many times your local system got crashed and all the stuffs like that.
Let's start with how you started coding.
Okay, I started coding in first year itself. in the first semester. I started with the DSA and CP because our college coding culture is more aligned towards that. They force, don't say force, but they encourage students to go with CP and DSA because majorly many of our seniors are placed through it. But I did CP and DSA for around a month or two, but then I jumped to development because I was not finding a hook in that. So yeah, I made a basic chat app before I saw you, and how I saw you. I have my brother, which was previously in Paytm, but now in Google. So he had purchased your cohort too. So he suggested me that you can follow this guy. He is good. I am preparing my machine coding round from this guy. So I said, okay, fine. This was in November 2023. Okay. So 2023 or maybe which one? I don't know. But yeah, it was 2023. Maybe it was your cohort 1 or cohort 2. I don't remember. So yeah, I pursued with your cohort back then. And then, I did it for around January or Feb. Then I completed the Paytm project you did in that code. And then during my vacation, after the first year, after the second sem, uh, I was randomly scrolling YouTube and I saw your video regarding you making a contribution to Zerodha in Golang. So I saw that, and you said Zerodha doesn't hire much, but when they hire, they can pay well if they hire. So मैंने अपने दोस्त से बात करी कि हकीर इज सेइंग कि जीरोधा में पे बहुत ज्यादा है, तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि जीरोधा में कंट्रीब्यूट करता हूँ गोलैंग में, एंड देन आई विल गेट अ हायर सैलरी. So yeah, so I started with Golang. In a video back then, you suggested that there is a hype for a crypto bot on Telegram, which exchange tokens on your behalf according to how well a token performing or something. So I made that kind of replica, not replica, it was basic, but in Golang. So I showed it to you through your personal WhatsApp number. So you said, okay, it is great. And then I was just moving with Golang, and during this December, I found कि okay, GSoC आ रहा है, so I have to find some orgs that were previously selected, and then I started my search and found some like Sugarlabs, Keploy, which were more aligned towards me. So I was more towards Keploy because it was in Golang. So I also wanted to learn Golang. So yeah, I I started a few contributions which were good first issue from them. I did something. Majorly, there were two proposals from my side. One of almost 5,000 lines of code and one of almost 1,500 lines of code. So yeah. So yeah, this was my contribution, and yeah, I was more connected with the mentor, which was previously mentoring my current project, but not now because he has resigned from the org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Very cool. So tell us more about how did you learn Golang? Like, were you following any courses or just learning it on the go?
I almost read around 4 books for Golang, like
You read 4
how
books for Golang.
yeah. I don't remember the name, but yeah, I was majorly focusing on like Golang internal parts, not the how to make web application, but the internal parts around it. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Very cool. I would assume a lot of DevOps projects. I think Helm or the other one. What's it called? Like there's some package manager. Are you into DevOps?
No, not right now, but I will be in future. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. I mean, Golang is like a popular choice there.
Yeah.
But say, So Keploy, sorry, which org did you get into finally?
Keploy.
Keploy, right? Is this like
Yeah.
India based?
Yeah, it is. Basically, the founder is, I guess, living in San Francisco, but yeah, majorly the workforce is in India, Bangalore.
So is it like a path to getting a full-time job here as well?
Yeah, it's a path, but there is a
But you
they
have more
come.
ambition.
Uh, you can say, but today morning someone contacted me. The Keploy visited their campus, so I asked how about their people and all. So they provided me the details. So yeah, not now.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool, man. Cool. Do you have any suggestions? If you could later on just send me the books that you read, I think that'd
Okay.
be nice to share with people.
Yeah.
But say you have a year to go now.
No, 2 years. I am in second year currently. I just
Okay.
wrote my end semester exams. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. So you have a lot of time then. Cool, man. Tell me more about your background, bhai. Background का क्या scene है?
अरे सर actually I am on my father's shop, so yeah.
Got it. And what does your
uh,
father's shop do?
sir, my father has a business, he's government, वो government कह रहा हूँ, garment shop.
अरे crazy. दिखाओ जरा. Show me around.
Yes sir.
कहाँ पे है ये?
ये सर बरेली में, मतलब मेरा होम टाउन.
क्रेजी भाई. टी शर्ट वी शर्ट छापते भी हो क्या? हमें अगर छपानी हो स्कूल की.
नहीं नहीं सर, छपवाते नहीं है, सब रिटेल है, मतलब रेडीमेड है.
अरे वेरी नाइस भाई. बहुत बढ़िया. तो तुम बिजनेस पे क्यों नहीं जा रहे हो? हैं? जॉब क्यों
नहीं
कर रहे
सर. मतलब जॉब अच्छा है. पापा मतलब बहुत मेहनत करते हैं ना, तो मेरे को पता है कि कितना हार्डवर्क है इसमें.
हो? Got it. Makes sense. सही है भाई. तो अपनी जर्नी बताओ. काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होगी. मुझे फील आ रही है.
हाँ सर, लाइक पहले इंट्रोड्यूस कर दूं सर अपने आप को. तो माय नेम इज साहित्य चंद्रा एंड आई एम currently a second year student studying BTech in Computer Science and Information Technology from MJP Rohilkhand University, Bareilly. Yeah, that's
Alright. कोडिंग वोडिंग बताओ. कहाँ से सीखी? कब सीखी? जीसॉक कैसे निकला?
सर मतलब मैं जब फर्स्ट ईयर में आया था तभी मैंने कोडिंग स्टार्ट करी थी. पहले फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में पाइथन सीखी, फिर पाइथन में इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा था तो जावा सीखी, फिर जावा में भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा था. तो जब फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर एंड हो गया तो फिर मैंने वेब डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट करी, और लास्ट ईयर फैब में मैंने वेब डेव स्टार्ट करी थी, और अप्रैल में आपकी कोहोर्ट ली, तो तभी स्टार्ट हुआ था. मतलब मेनली डेवलपमेंट तो
लास्ट ईयर फैब में. Got it. तो
Yes.
क्या क्या सीखा वहाँ पे? और कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस में कितना मुश्किल
हाँ.
था? पूरा बताओ.
सर जैसे मैंने हैक्टोबर फेस्ट से कंट्रीब्यूट करना स्टार्ट किया था, तो मेरे को थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस हो गया था, तो मेरी 2 या 3 PR मर्ज हो गई थी हैक्टोबर फेस्ट में, अच्छी ऑर्ग में, और वो रिएक्ट बेस्ड थी. फिर आपने एक नाउ और नेवर वाली वीडियो भी डाली थी अक्टूबर एंड में, तो तब मैंने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सिलेक्ट करना स्टार्ट कर दिया. तो मैंने 1 महीने तक ऑर्ग सिलेक्ट करी, पूरी लिस्ट बनाई थी सारी जावास्क्रिप्ट की ऑर्ग की. फिर उसमें से मैंने सबसे पहले क्रोमियम, मेरे को लगा कि अच्छी है, हार्ड होगी तो यहाँ पे लोग नहीं होंगे, तो मेरे को यहाँ पे कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहिए. तो मैंने क्रोमियम सेटअप किया, और मेरे को 3 दिन लग गए क्रोमियम सेटअप करने में. फिर उसके बाद क्रोमियम में भी कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं हो पा रहे थे क्योंकि मैं ओवरवेलम हो गया था, कोड बेस देख के बहुत ही ज्यादा बड़ा था. फिर मैंने रॉकेट चैट पे ट्राई किया, वहाँ पे मेंटेनर मेन रिपोजिटरी में एक्टिव नहीं थे, तो फिर मैंने वो भी ड्रॉप कर दी. फिर ये, और इसमें मैंने दिसंबर में इसका डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर ज्वाइन किया था, बट मैंने इसको ड्रॉप कर दिया था क्योंकि ये व्यू में था इसका पूरा फ्रंट एंड, और बैक एंड फायरबेस में था, और मेरा जो प्राइमरी टेक स्टैक था उस टाइम पे वो रिएक्ट टाइपस्क्रिप्ट था. तो फिर मैंने एसिंक एपीआई में कंट्रीब्यूट किया, वहाँ पे मेरी 2-3 PR थी, तो ओपन कर दी थी मैंने, मतलब सही थे इश्यूज, बट मेंटेनर्स बहुत लेट रिस्पॉन्स कर रहे थे, तो फिर मैंने उसको भी ड्रॉप कर दिया. फिर जनवरी में मैंने प्लेसिडोस में वहाँ पे 3 PR ओपन करी थी. फिर वहाँ पे भी मतलब मेंटर ने वो इशू ड्रॉप कर दिया, वो कह रहे हैं इसको हम आगे प्लान करेंगे, बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स हो रहा है, तो वो भी ड्रॉप कर, मतलब उन्होंने क्लोज कर दिया उसको. फिर मेरे एंड सेम आ गए थे, तो यहीं पे मतलब इस सर्वर में एक दिन मेंटेनर यहाँ के वो डालते हैं मैसेज कि हमने नए इश्यूज ओपन किए हैं, तो आप लोग जो कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहे वो देख सकता है. तो मैंने इश्यूज चेक करे, तो उसमें से ना एक CI/CD पाइपलाइन का इशू था जो बहुत टाइम से ओपन था, वो कोई सॉल्व नहीं कर पा रहा था. तो वो प्ले राइट की CI/CD पाइपलाइन थी, तो उसका मैंने वर्क फ्लो वर्क क्रिएट करना था, फेल हो रही थी बहुत ज्यादा, तो मैंने उसको पूरा फिक्स करा, और अगले दिन मेरा मैथ्स का पेपर था, मैंने 3 दिन तक इसको फिक्स किया. पता नहीं मैथ्स के पेपर में क्या होने वाला है, लेकिन वो इशू, मतलब वो PR मर्ज हो गई. तो तब से मतलब जनवरी एंड में मेंटेनर ने मेरे को नोटिस कर लिया था, फिर हमारी DM पे बात होने लग गई थी. फिर पूरे फैब में मैंने बहुत एग्रेसिवली कंट्रीब्यूट किया क्योंकि एंड सेम भी ओवर हो गए थे और फोर्थ सेमेस्टर चल रहा था, तो कुछ ऐसा मतलब लाइट था एकदम एकेडमिक्स। तो मैंने लगभग 11 to 12 पीआर मेरी फरवरी में मर्ज हुई और में मतलब सारी बड़ी, तो मेरा कम से कम 2000 लाइन ऑफ कोड हो गया था। और फरवरी में मैंने एक और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कंट्रीब्यूट करना स्टार्ट किया था। तो इस जो लास्ट वाली और थी जिसमें मेरी 12-13 पीआर मर्ज हो गई, उसमें वो व्यू में थी। तो मैंने पूरा फरवरी व्यू सीखते सीखते कंट्रीब्यूट किया क्योंकि मेरे को व्यू आता नहीं था और फायरबेस भी नहीं आता था। तो मेरी बैक एंड फ्रंट एंड और CI/CD सब में पीआर है मतलब। फिर से मैंने एक और ढूंढी, IHR इंटरनेट हेल्थ रिपोर्ट, वो लास्ट 4 ईयर से आ रही है, तो मेरे को लगा इस ईयर भी आएगी। तो मैंने उधर भी मेरी 5 पीआर मर्ज हो गई फरवरी में। लेकिन इस और का डाउटफुल था क्योंकि इसका सेकेंड ईयर ही था, मतलब लास्ट ईयर इसका फर्स्ट ईयर था GSoC में, तो सेकंड ईयर था। तो मेरे को लगा कि क्या पता आए ना आए, तो एक बैकअप ऑप्शन रखते हैं। बट लकीली इस और का हो गया। और फिर मार्च में मैंने 2 प्रपोजल बनाए, एक IHR के लिए, एक उरामाकी लैब के लिए। और फिर पहले मेरे को लग रहा था IHR को प्रेफरेंस पे रखता हूँ, मतलब 1 पे। लेकिन फिर जब मेरी मेंटेनर से बात हुई, मैंने मेंटेनर को प्रपोज किया कि हमारा जैसे मेरा प्रोजेक्ट ना, एक मेंटेनर ने जो आइडिया लिस्ट में डाला था वो था, और मेरा एक एक्सटेंडेड वर्जन में मैंने जो उनको प्रपोज किया, तो उनको बहुत अच्छा लगा ये चीज कि मैंने अपनी तरफ से भी रिसर्च करके एक्सटेंड कर दिया प्रोजेक्ट को। तो मेरा 2 पार्ट में प्रोजेक्ट है, मैं माइग्रेट कर रहा हूँ व्यू 2 से व्यू 3 पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के कोड बेस को, और उनकी UI रिडिजाइन करनी है। तो व्यू माइग्रेशन का मैंने उनको पिच किया था क्योंकि वो बोल रहे थे कि लास्ट ईयर भी किसी ने ट्राई किया था बट इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स है तो कि कोई कर नहीं पाया। जब मैंने प्रपोजल लिखना स्टार्ट किया तो मेंटर ने मुझसे बोला कि तुम एक प्रोटोटाइप भी बना लो माइग्रेशन का, कि हम मतलब देख सकें कि तुम कर पा रहे हो या नहीं कर पा रहे हो। तो मैंने स्टार्ट करा मतलब माइग्रेशन करना, तो सब कुछ होने लग गया, जबकि कोई डॉक्यूमेंटेशन नहीं थी बड़े कोड बेसिस को माइग्रेट करने की। बट लकीली मतलब जो भी मैंने ट्राई किया वो सब वर्क करता रहा। बस ये था कि एक स्टेबल रिपोजिटरी बना के रखी थी और एक अनस्टेबल थी जहाँ पे मैं टेस्ट करता था कि क्या चल रहा है क्या नहीं चल रहा है, मतलब जो भी मैं चीज कर रहा हूँ। तो फिर मैंने प्रपोजल मेंटेनर से, मतलब मेंटेनर बहुत इतने बढ़िया थे कि उन्होंने मेरा प्रपोजल 3 बार रिव्यू किया, और वो भी पर्सनल मीटिंग्स में मेरी होती थी उनके साथ। फिर अप्रैल में मैंने माइग्रेशन की, और ये सब मैंने अपने पापा की शॉप से ही बैठ के किया। मतलब मैं सुबह से आ जाता था यहीं पे और प्रपोजल लिखते रहता था और कोड करते रहता था। तो फिर पूरे अप्रैल मैंने माइग्रेशन किया कोड बेस का। फिर उसके बाद अब मतलब ये सीन है कि मेरा प्रोजेक्ट जो हाफ प्रोजेक्ट है माइग्रेशन का वो आज खत्म हो जाएगा। मतलब मेरी पीआर जो है वो 40,000 लाइन की है, वो आज होपफुली मर्ज हो जाएगी। ये थोड़ा शाइनिंग पॉइंट था कि मैंने पिच भी किया तो मेंटेनर को लगा कि मैं थोड़ा स्मार्ट बनता हूँ और लोगों से।
क्रेजी भाई, बहुत सही जर्नी, मजा आ गया। एंड आगे का क्या प्लान है अब GSoC के बाद?
आगे का सर अभी तो मैं सोच रहा था LFX में भी पार्टिसिपेट करूं, बट अब उसकी डेडलाइन है तो हो नहीं पाएगा, वो थोड़ा जल्दी है ना। फिर अब हमारे एंड सेम भी आने वाले हैं तो उसकी प्रिपरेशन थोड़ी करनी, क्योंकि एकेडमिक्स को एकदम लाइट ले रखा है, तो थोड़ी प्रिपरेशन करूंगा। उसके बाद अगर सुपर 30 हो सकता है आ जाऊं।
आओ भाई, बहुत मजा आएगा। तुम्हारी जर्नी जब तुम्हारी नौकरी लग जाएगी तो बहुत मजा आएगा। तुम्हारी दुकान में आके शूट करेंगे, मुझे तो बहुत मजा आएगा। मैं तो ऑलरेडी स्टोरी देख सकता हूँ। सही है, फिर आ जाओ सुपर 30 में। बता देना
यस
हॉस्टल चाहिए होगा, नहीं तो उस हिसाब से बात कर लेंगे।
बस सर, और तो कुछ नहीं। बाकी प्रपोजल जैसे कंट्रीब्यूशन तो इम्पोर्टेंट है, बट सर मेरे को लगा प्रपोजल भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि जैसे उससे पता चलते रहता है, मतलब मेंटेनर को ये पता चलता है कि हमने कितनी रिसर्च करी है प्रोजेक्ट पे। क्योंकि मेंटेनर से जब मेरी बात हुई मेरे मेंटर से, तो उन्होंने बताया कि हमारी ओर से ना सिर्फ 5 ही बंदे सिलेक्ट हुए हैं और कम से कम 300 के आसपास टोटल प्रपोजल आए थे, और मेरा प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो सबसे ज्यादा कॉम्पिटिटिव था, मतलब सबसे ज्यादा नंबर ऑफ प्रपोजल उसी में ही थे। तो मेंटर मुझसे बोले कि तुम्हारा जो प्रपोजल है ना वो मतलब तुमसे अच्छे भी और प्रपोजल्स थे ऑन पेपर, बट जो तुमने पीआर शो करी, जो तुमने मतलब डेडिकेशन शो करी, पूरे मंथ हमसे कम्युनिकेट किया, कम्युनिटी को सपोर्ट किया। मतलब मैं और जो नए कंट्रीब्यूटर्स आते हैं उनको प्रोजेक्ट सेटअप करवा देता हूँ, क्योंकि हमारा थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स है सेटअप करने में। तो मतलब ये सब इंटरेक्टिव रहा मैं पूरे टाइम, तो उनको ये चीज़ पसंद आई। बस बाकी तो मेंटर ये बोल रहे थे कि थोड़ा डेडिकेटेड हूँ मैं इसलिए, और मैं उनको परेशान करते रहता हूँ तो इसलिए मतलब मैं याद रहता हूँ उनको।
नाइस, काफी सही है भाई, मजा आ गया। बहुत अमेजिंग जर्नी एंड ऑल द बेस्ट। एंड बाकी सुपर 30 में मिलते हैं, बाकी बातें तब करेंगे।
ओके सर,
ऑलराइट, नाइस टॉकिंग टू यू। बाय बाय।
बाय सर।
I am in third year doing my BCA. So my organization was Open Science Lab. My it had 9 sub organization under it. My project was making. It was make file if you have used or people have used. It was make file improved. So we have to define our tasks and task configuration in YAML instead of makefile format. So I was contributing. This was this was first time organization. OSL was first time coming to GSoC in 2025. So yeah, this was my organization. I had like 13 merged PR within the first month itself, because I got to know about the org on the day of organization announcement itself. So yeah, I started contributing on 1st March, and then till 25 March, before starting to write proposal, I had like 12 or 13 merged PRs in the project itself.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
What's the tech stack of your project?
yeah. So I started programming. My journey has been, I started programming in Python. Then I did some web scraping in Python itself. Then did some full stack in Python, Jinja, and Flask API. Then in second year, I started with JavaScript. JavaScript. Then I got into cohort 2 and learned from Bhaiya. Then the code base was in Python. So my first experience with the programming was with Python. So it helped me a lot. So I wasn't really actively working on Python at that time, but the org I chose was, the code base was in Python. So it was quite difficult at the starting, I would say, but reading through the docs and contributing MD files and the project file itself, website itself helped me a lot. Then I started contributing it, picking up issue and asking mentor.
So you said that you started contributing from March, which is pretty late for GSoC. लोग तो बोलते हैं कि 6 महीने पहले चालू करना है 8 महीने. So what is your final message to the students?
I would say, like, if try to be consistent and understand, like align with what mentors want. Also, my one advice from Bhaiya, which had really helped me a lot, was I chose a different project initially, but I realized someone was mm, um, making more changes, raising more PRs. So I heard in one video of his that don't get attached to the project. So I moved on from this project. I talked to the guy. I asked him if he was going to make a proposal. He was also from cohort 2 itself. So we talked, and then I moved on to different project. So, and then I started actively aggressively doing PRs. Like there were issues from 1 or 2 years back which wasn't resolved. Picked those issues first, because I thought it would make a better impression if I picked backlog issues. So yeah, that's it. And that's it.
It's really good that we should understand this factor, because there are a lot of people who fight for the single org to get into that. But thanks, Ansh.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
So my name is Harsh, and I live in Mumbai. I'm born and brought up here, but I am like originally from Uttarakhand. So I've completed my bachelor's in biotechnology, not in computer science, last year 2024. But now I'm transitioning into CS, and this was like one of the steps I thought that would really like help me to establish my role here. And I was motivated after watching Hirat Bhaiya's videos last year in GSoC video. The same video I'm like recording here. I watched this video last year, and I followed the tips, and I sorted some organizations and found that one organization specifically in the field of biotechnology itself, synthetic biology to be specific, was like consistently participating in GSoC every year. And the tech stack was simple Python basically, but it was very niche. So the competition there was very low, and I got lucky basically. So I started very like small,
because I also used that tool in my final project. So I was familiar with it. It was very like connecting dots everywhere. So I used the tool and I encountered some bugs then, but I hadn't reported them to the organization. So I did it this time like, in August last year, and I solved those bugs also. That basically got me a good repo with the maintainer of the organization, the repo. It was just like a very smooth sailing after that because I did just very small changes. The tool was already saturated, like matured enough that no like feature update, like it was feature complete. The tool was feature complete. Small changes, documentation and stuff. Then there was another tool they were working on. I went there, I cleaned up the code, I like very small changes, not with something very huge. But the new feature, the project for the GSoC, which we got selected, was somewhat technical. And there, I was kind of stuck, but it helped that I didn't waste my time and I was preparing by the side. I wasn't like only on GSoC that I'll clear it. So I wrote my proposal very good, and the maintainers were like impressed. Even some PhD students were also my competitors this time, but they didn't get selected, and I did. So I'm very lucky in a sense, right? But I also did like the technical skills did help.
We got a lot of similar questions. I'm from non-tech background. I don't know how I should apply for GSoC. मेरा selection होगा क्या?
Yeah, so non-technical for non-tech people, I think that is the best because you have an like upper hand in terms of organizations. Some niche organization there exists for your like a field, like specific research based organization. CS people don't bother with them, and yeah, it's a good opportunity if you want to transition in CS. In general, I think it is a good opportunity. You can show work, proof of work.
Yes. And now, what is your next planning, Harsh? So, regarding
Yeah.
this, you're working on the project upskilling.
Yes, I'm upskilling. Yeah, and I'll be joining Super 30 offline because, and that is a very great opportunity. Thank you for the like 100x team. Thank you very much for offering this to us. I joined the cohort for upskilling purposes only because we see people like online or like around my campus too. I'm from a tier 3 college, so around my campus, nothing is going on. No one is active. No one is serious. I wanted some peers, and like 100x devs is a great community to be in for that purposes. I learned a lot here, and this is my way to give like rate the community and welcome you over here.
Welcome.
I'm Spandan Mishra. I am from NIT Rourkela. I've just completed my second year. I'll be going into my third year. I have been selected into GSoC under the organization Open Healthcare Network. I'll be working on a diet management in the care system. So basically, the organization is that during the COVID period, they boosted up and they work by connecting the patients and the hospitals, healthcare network, and the doctors, everything. So I started my coding journey, I would say, in my first year by doing the DSA, CP stuff that usually many people do. So towards the end of my first year, one of my relatives who was a part of cohort 2 suggested me to get into cohort 3. Like he said that he's teaching crazy stuff here. If you get here, you'll get to know web dev much better. So I took cohort 3 and I started learning everything from there. So I knew about GSoC before my college also, but I didn't know what everything happens, how we contribute and stuff like that. So during October or November, here we had dropped that GSoC now or never video. So I literally took out my pen and copy and draw that final diagram that he shows, that the timeline when we have to apply to OWASP, when we have to select OWASP, when we have to start contributing. So after that, first I joined Hacktoberfest, and then there I started my open source journey. There I had some contributions. So mainly my tech stack, I have learned about MERN, TypeScript, and all this stuff. There I made contributions in an organization which was implemented in Python. So I got to know that stuff also. So during December we have holidays, so I decided to start contributing. Then I set up 2 or 3 code bases locally, but I had issues in them. I got overwhelmed. I didn't know how to learn about the architecture where I can contribute. So then I dropped the idea, and I thought that GSoC is not for me. Maybe then. So after the organizations were announced in February, like in the end of February, so I thought I'll give a shot to it. If I don't get selected, I don't think I'll have any problem. But I'll get to know more stuff. I'll learn more stuff. So for 4 or 5 days, I just sat down and saw many organizations which best fits me. And at the end, I selected Open Healthcare Network. First, I thought that the last year was their first time in GSoC. So I thought that there won't be much competition here, but there was competition. Like when issues were raised, you can only work on issues if you are assigned to it. So people would just go ham and just write comments. And also the interns were working on those issues. So we had competition from them also. Uh, one more thing that I saw that from the last year's video, one of the people was worked on Open Healthcare Network. So I messaged him and I said that I am also from cohort. What should I do? So he suggested me that you should look at issues. You should go through the website and look for front end issues. So mainly they have two repos, the front end repo and the back end repo. So the front end repo is people can create issues and contribute to it. Back end repo is only for the core team members. So I started contributing on the front end repo. I took many issues and raised PR, and they also have a leaderboard kind of thing. So I got to know about that, and after 2 or 3 weeks, I was in the first. So that gave me a lot of confidence. Like right now, I have made 10 PRs, 2 or 3 are still pending. And in this year, I was happy to see that I was in the top 3 contributors. Like first giving up on GSoC and then coming to this stage, this was a really happy thing and encouraging thing for me.
Great, Spandan. And as you said, uh, in the February before organizations are announced, you are like thinking about dropping the idea and thinking about upskilling and applying for next year. But as you said, you stick with the decision, and right now you are you got the organization. So, what are the challenges you faced while contributing to the picking up the issue? Because as you said, Keith, it was a crowded and everyone was commenting to assign me, assign me, assign me. Then how did you stand out, or what is your suggestion for?
The first thing that I was lucky with, the first issue that I got was a very good one. Like I had to redesign the dashboard and I had no issues with it because it was built on React and TypeScript, but understanding the architecture was difficult. Like where do I place things? Where does this redirect to? So I made this change. The first PR got merged after 15 days. So I was also very anxious, like would it get merged or not? But it got merged and that gave me confidence. Then I used to raise issues on my own also. And there was a thing that you just can't comment down that I want to work on this issue. You have to suggest some kind of solution that you propose. So I used to sit down I raise 2 or 3 issues someday and go through the code base and find out what is causing this issue. Before actually writing code, I had to find out where this issue was coming up. And one thing that I got to know from open source from my experience that making changes wasn't very difficult, but finding the issues, like when we are working on our own pet projects, then we know where the issue is coming from. But when we are working on a very large code base, it is difficult to find where the issue is arising from. Is it a
Yes.
backend issue? Is it a front end issue? Which folder, which file is this issue coming from? So learning that skill was also very helpful for me.
Yeah.
Also, since you are from NIT Rourkela, how is the open source community there? I think it's a good college, good tier one college, I guess. And so, what is the culture
Yeah.
of open source?
Open source, there are some clubs here for open source. Like I'm not from CS or Circuital branch. Like I said, I'm from biotechnology. So I didn't have much exposure there. I was in a club for DSA and CP, and one of my club seniors actually got into GSoC last year. So I contacted him. I went to his room. Like I asked him what he did last year. So he also suggested that you first filter out organizations. Don't just go where everyone is going. Do select an organization where you think you can contribute to and your skill set will be much appreciated. The open source community, like this year, as much as I know, 4 or 5 people have only got into GSoC. Like I don't think there's any big community for open source contribution. Like I would love to have that community in my college. Like the juniors also get opportunities. Like if someone messages me or calls me, I also like to give them time, and like once I was there in their position, so I just like to give suggestions to them and provide advices to.
Hi, my name is Manas Kenge. I'm from Nashik, Maharashtra. I am a recently graduated BTech IT student. I am a cohort 2 student and I am selected for loan for the project workflow manager. So I also applied for loan last year but was rejected. Before that, I contributed to Hacktoberfest. That's how I started my open source journey. After that, I started contributing this year to Plon's Volto repository, the React frontend for Plon. Plon is a Python CMS. So halfway through Jan, when I was contributing, they were going to release a new version for that. So they stopped reviewing PRs for the newcomers. So I had to switch the repo in in Plon itself. So I started contributing to documentation and other theme related repositories. So around 10 to 12 PRs are merged in those two, yes, in those two repositories. That's it. What else should I say?
So what currently what was the tech stack for that first
So
repo?
it's React and Python. It's a
Okay.
Python CMS.
But because of they support they are changing the version, so you contributed to other parts like documentation and
So the organization has multiple repositories for front end, back end, etc. So I had to switch from one to other for contributions.
got it. And what is the time frame you have invested for this entire contribution and for 14 to 15 PRs?
As I mentioned before, I also applied to Clone last year, so 2 or 3 PRs were also there. They didn't get merged last time, but for this year, I started contributing from January.
Okay.
So around 3-4 months this year.
All right. And in your cohort 2 students, so what are the things that help you in this to getting selected as in GSoC 2025?
So Clone doesn't work on Windows. It only supports Linux and Mac. So I had a hard time setting up on Windows. I had to use WSL. So cohort 2 really helped me set up my repo. And for the project, it's an outdated add-on. For that, I had to use Docker. So cohort 2 really helped me to set up Docker.
Yeah, basically DevOps and the settlement.
Yeah.
All right, Manas. Yes.
My name is Rishi Prasad Sulake, and I am currently a second-year undergraduate student in Department of Biotechnology in NIT Allahabad. This year, I was part of the program Google Summer of Code in CBio portal for the cancer genomics. CBio portal is the bioinformatics research organization. It is basically data analysis and the visualization platform which allow people to explore large genomic data sets. I was selected for a front-end React project working with the visualization tools like plots, charts, and heat map. I bought the code too in last year, August, in the Independence Day offer, blindly following Harkirat Bhaiya after completing 1 or 2 months. I look at open source repos and GSoC organizations. My first PR is in random organization known as Keep, which was merged in October, and I won a bounty for that. I'm picking the organization which has less competition that aligns with my tech stack like JavaScript and TypeScript. Then I found a CBio portal which found me interesting with my branch also and with my tech stack also. Then found one good first issue which was really easy to solve. I made 8 to 7 front-end PRs majorly.
Okay.
This was sufficient for me to be a top contributor in this organization.
Great.
Then
Because
after submitting the
continue.
Then after submitting the proposal on 8 March, my mentor messaged me on Slack that my proposal looks promising. But there is one issue that first priority is the mainly backend projects or AI/ML projects. In last few years, that CBio portal 8 to 9 projects are selecting, in which 1 or 2 are mainly from backends. Let's start from the AI and backend Java projects. I'm thinking that if less projects are selected, then my was probably not selected. But I am lucky enough that 4 projects are selected this year, and one is for front end. That was me. This shows me that only the PRs is sufficient to be a GSoC contributors. PRs is that's all.
Thanks, Rishi. As you said, ki you started from code to follow blindly and then uh, won a bounty, and after that you went into this. So this organization is related to your field, right?
Yes, it says bioinformatics plus their code base front end is in React project, but
Yeah.
its backend is mainly in Java.
Got it. And so you said ki you did a good first issue which gave you confidence, and then you went with flow, and here you are. You got selected, right? All right, Rishi, keep learning, and thanks to join. I hope ki lots of students learn that sometimes there is no answer. Only answer is to continue and maintain the flow. Rest all things. Next is
This is my second year, and
yeah.
this is my second year, and I want to explore more in upcoming years. In NIT Allahabad, we do not have specifically open source club. I made some plans that we help my peers and juniors to open an open source club in college.
Now it's in the your hands, so you can lead the open source club and let us know how we can how 100x community can help you. All right, Rishi. All the best. Next is Ritankar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Am I audible? Yeah.
Let's start.
Okay. So I got selected this year for the organization SW360, and my main contributions to GSoC were at an organization called Fossology. Like, it's a pretty popular organization. Like, it has been coming to GSoC for the last 14 years or so. So yeah, and both Fossology and Siemens come under the same parent company, Siemens. So yeah, like mostly my PRs and all my contributions were at Fossology. I had some like 6 to 7 PRs at Fossology, and like when I was ongoing with my contributions at Fossology, the maintainers at Fossology, like they directed me to another organization, SW360. They told that there was another organization which was mainly like SW360 is primarily like a backend to Fossology and to many other software for 3 organizations in total, like for Fossology, for SW360, and another for GFOS. Like there was another organization that came inside of GFOS. Like GFOS comes with a collection of organizations, and there was this called Consul Democracy. It came under GFOS. I made my proposal for that as well. So finally, I got selected for SW360, and like I'm touched in both the Fossology community as well as the SW360 community as well. So yeah, that's basically my journey. And another thing I like wish to add is I got selected this year for Summer of Bitcoin as well. And yeah, and I was actually mainly a part of cohort 3 of Harkidatsa. So yeah, like the Bitcoin thing like came from the cohort 3 only. Like I had no idea of decentralization or Web3 before I joined cohort 3. They were like terms I heard on the internet, and he was like launching a cohort. He like made an introduction, so I thought of like joining it and giving it a try. So yeah, that was the main reason like why I tried out Summer of Bitcoin from cohort 3. So yeah.
Congrats, Ritankar, for both like GSoC and Summer of Bitcoin. The thing you mentioned that this organization is pretty old, coming from last 14 years consistently. So there might be competition and other contributors who are trying.
Like surprisingly, Fossology had a less number of contributors to it because like the code base as it is coming for the last 14 years, the code base is pretty old. Like it's most of the code there is written in PHP or in C. So yeah, and it's the setup is also like very difficult. Like I tried to set up it a lot of time. Then I had to take help from the community itself to set it up, and like the setup was primarily very difficult. And most of the guys were like coming in for Fossology. They were taking up issues. They were like not even being able to set up, and they like moved on to different peoples. So yeah, like Fossology had a less number of contributors, and SW360 had even less number of contributors.
Because it's new. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like SW360 is a pretty old organization, but it's new to GSoC this
Yeah.
year.
Nowadays, people are running behind the fancy technology, like let me run a React, TypeScript, and all these things. So, how did you choose the C++ or PHP or the old code base? What are the challenges you?
Like when I started my development journey, I too started with those technologies only. Like I did MERN, then I moved on to Next.js, then I did some more backend technologies like Rust and Golang. Then, like when I was contributing to GSoC, my primary focus was to like contribute at a repo which had a kind of technology which lower people would be contributing to. That like boosted my chances of selection. Like if you contribute at a repo in JavaScript or in TypeScript, those usually have a like a lot of contributors contributing to it at the same time. PRs are flocking it at every moment. So yeah, I like my main motive for choosing a repo was like to choose something in some technology where like less contributors will be coming, and I found Fossology to be like that one. So yeah, like I tried setting it up, and it like got set up properly, and like it was like difficult navigating at first, to be honest, but as and when I started contributing to it, it like the code base became familiar. The maintainers were also like very, very helpful. They like took up all the doubts. They reviewed PRs very nicely. Like they were available all the time on Slack and on GitHub also. So yeah.
Great. This is great way of learning and making yourself all rounder, because sometimes people get stick with the particular thing, a particular area कि इससे बाहर तो जाऊंगा नहीं. Nice.
लाइक डेवलपमेंट में वही होना चाहिए, लाइक एक चीज पे ऐसा स्टिक नहीं होना चाहिए, लाइक जितना हो सके वर्सेटाइल हो जाओ, लाइक मतलब इधर उधर.
Nice to meet you, Titankar.
Yeah, so basically I joined cohort 3 because one of my senior told me, Sankar, you have to run cohort 3, it's really good happen for development people. So I was like, yeah, really cool, it's fine. So I joined cohort 3 with the motive to, like, for sure, like in the future, in the upcoming year, which is 2025, I will be applying for GSoC. But as I was talking through further, total number of videos which I have watched of cohort 3 would be maximum of 7 to 8 videos. So yeah, that's kind of not something which I think people will expect. And yeah, so that was something I did. And so actually I mostly sticked on to the documentation because I often get stuck in the tutorial hell. And yeah, that was a little problem for me. So I went for documentation basically. And so the Feb passed off, and in the late Feb, I started looking for organizations. And yeah, I was a little bit late compared to everyone over there. And so I started with one of the organization called as Keploy, and it was based on Golang basically. And from there, I started learning Golang basically. So in approx 1 week, I had gone through the entire Go routines, entire concurrency and parallelism stuff. It was quite hectic, but actually I was enjoying first time doing development. And but
docs,
what
right?
I saw, yeah, definitely. And I feel Golang has one of the best docs I have ever seen. So yeah. And so what happened was when I was looking through the repositories, and Keploy is based on Slack, and I saw actually the number of people who are actually interested in Keploy, that number was actually quite scary. So I thought, if really want to get selected in GSoC, so that's not really quite viable option to opt as that organization. And so actually this was me and my friend Adarsh, we were both applying at the same time. So we planned something like, let's figure out such kind of organization which has one of the most unique tech stack, and has definitely that will reduce the number of people available. So that was kind of our strategy, and that's how we came through one of the organization called as P4 Lang.
Okay.
And P4 Lang is basically an organization which aims to produce it's like basically a language which helps to create reprogrammable switches.
बोलो.
And that felt actually quite cool and quite stuff which you don't really find, because like I don't want to call out anybody, but I do feel like being a part of a third tier college, full stack development has kind of saturated. That I personally feel, and I was generally I generally do not want to pursue my entire career on the full stack development. So when I worked out and checked out the P4 docs, I figured out that this is one of the organizations where the tech stack is quite different. So at that time I was working on three PRs basically, which were rounding around eBPF, P4, it's their own language basically, a P4 runtime, and basically the framework of gRPC. It was, I have to admit, it was actually quite overwhelming because it was core networking. And so I was actually figuring out everyday new stuff because it was how basic TCP models are actually traversed in through Wireshark. So every day I was looking through old archives and old documentation. So yeah, it was heck of a ride. In the mean process, I would just wanna say a few things like I figured out that WSL2 is really bad. Like I don't know for especially my system is not quite juiced up. It is average Windows. And WSL2, I'm sorry, it does not reach that level. So I switched to dual boot Linux. Yeah, yeah, Shreya. So yeah, but depending upon that. And the another issue I faced was when I recently switched to Mac, and one of the biggest issue came was like the Docker images somehow like it is actually now understood like it is OS, it's like OS
OS specific. Yeah.
Yeah, it's OS specific. That's the right word. So apparently, I had my assignment submitted. Like I had to submit like for to get selected. So there was criteria of submitting an assignment, and that I created an entire project which was built on Windows. And later, when I checked on Mac, it was not opening, and that was quite tragic to feel like okay, if my mentor is having a Mac, now that's actually nothing. And but apparently I fixed that issue. So there was some few flags of cross platforming, which if you can put directly, so that helps. So there was that, and yeah, I had totally three PRs as I mentioned before. One got merged, and two I'm still currently working on. One is on eBPF, and one is it's like it's a build based on linters only. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on. It's quite different tech stack which I genuinely love. I'll just go through of my project. Just then I can feel Akash is wanting to okay, Sankalp ho gaya. Okay, so just one thing like for project part, my project is basically split decision tree. So it's basically I'm aiming to implement machine learning framework on a live traffic, on a on live network traffic, and able to identify and classify whether what kind of network that is, like if whether it is a very high packet network, whether it is like probably it's not a potentially safe network. There are some kind of potentially files which can have some kind of virus in it. So yeah, that's kind of my project, and I'm genuinely loving the actual project where I'm heading because it is based on Michigan University and New York University. So yeah, my mentors are from there, and I feel being an DevSecOps enthusiast, I feel learning the through core network, I can actually work on and go through that field. So yeah, that would be it.
Appreciate
Yeah.
your appreciate your core CS interest, Sankalp. I was not stopping you. I had one interesting question. Like, how did you develop this core CS interest and all? Because networking, Wireshark, eBPF, these are literally low-level technologies, and people are like, I saw that many majority students hate networking. They just know, okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, done.
Yeah. So, again, I have to mention, like, I genuinely feel like I wanted to do something different. I tried game development, but I figured out game development needs resources. That is not viable for me. I was actually basically a person from a non-technical background. I was quite active in CNCF landscape and Google landscape. I recently attended actually KubeCon Delhi, which happened in Jan around.
Yes.
And that actually really helped me to figure out, okay, Sankal, there is a world out of JS. And I actually was, I would say, bamboozled because the mere number of people talking about the stuff which I don't even know, and that's in constant edge. Like I heard about WASM, and it was like, okay, yaar, ऐसी चीजें भी exist करती है. And that actually sparked an interest. Like, okay, now this is something I love, and I hope I would work in this more further in like in the research field. So yeah.
Inspiring to all CS grads also. Ki this is Sankalp came from non-tech background and he's doing a lot of things. So hope anyone is enthusiast like him or anyone wanted to connect with him, we'll add his social. Thanks, Sankalp.
Yeah, basically, I got selected in GSoC this year under the or Sociology. So, like, if I talk about my open source journey, I basically started my open source journey last year when I completed my first year, like these 3 months, holidays. Like, there is our program club in our college where our senior organize a program known as BSoC, Bit Byte Summer of Code, which is similar to GSoC, where we can contribute to the project related to our college. So, like, I got to learn about how to contribute in open source, how to talk to mentors, and learn about GitHub actions, guidelines we should follow, like, and how to fix the bugs, reading the docs, Stack Overflow. Also, like, I have taken the cohort 2 at that time. So like all Harkirar sir also teaches us open source about open source. Yeah. So that's how I started my open source journey. Then I started looking for the orgs in October. So I have gone through like many orgs like Nightwatch.js, RocketChat, Sugarlabs, and Zulip as well. But these are like seems crowded to me. Like there are so many people's and they doesn't align with my skill sets also. Then I find it out Fossology. It started like when I started looking into it, like it's very tough to contribute and but connecting to the org maintainers, like they have a weekly bi-weekly meetings as well. So like connecting to the maintainers, it became easy to me to like contribute as well. But I guess I am the first one who started contributing at that time because I was early in this sociology. So after that, I can say there is a huge entry barrier in this because like setup is also tough. The code base is also very tough to uh, create some PR as well, and they have no good first issues as well. So it's been very tough to contribute. So like there are very less crowd and the mentors are like active as well. So it's been a great to have a meet with maintainers and talk about the issues and bug fixes, and like they encourage us to do the PRs as well. So after that, yeah, it's been simple for me to then I have created my proposal and I talked to mentor to like how to create and help me regarding the creating proposal. I raised around 6 7 PRs as well in this, and like I have also joined the cohort 3 as well, so where I learned about Bitcoin. So I also applied in SOB, but my proposal ranked second in that. I have created a proposal in P2P pool, so like it was little heartbreaking for me, but yeah, got satisfied after got selected in GSoC. Yeah, that's my journey.
The effort is important. The outcome is not in our hands. We can but however, as you said, and one guy Mohit also mentioned, I guess, regarding the thing is the setup of your organization is quite tough, and Codebase is not having good first issue. So how did you tackle it? Because it help other students to understand to contribute to such organizations. What are your insights? And
So generally people like are in a rush to like have a issue, have a PR, raising as many as PR like they can make. I would suggest that don't rush to like creating PRs and tackling the issue. First, go through the code base, read the documentation. They have provided a lot much of documentation. I gone through the code base and to understand the code base. I took around 1 month, and I have started contributing after the 1 month. I firstly, I've taken the issue which was very tough for me at the start, but I have also talk about the maintainer, how can I tackle this issue as well. So they are also very helpful in that, and I would suggest don't rush to the just creating an PR 30 to 40 PRs. It's the only thing is your PR should be very quite good and quality. Yeah, quality determine the PR.
Understand. All right then, Vaibhav. Any parting thoughts?
Also my suggestions to like juniors like who will be contributing for next year like was like uh, explore like different organization, like understand what the projects offer and like which aligns to their skill set as well. Also like find the community which is like less crowded and you get personal attention more, like, and find out the org like which has mentor active, responsive and supportive. And GSoC is not just contributing code, like it's about learning and growing with the other people as well. So yeah, like talking to the mentors and like having a good bond with them is also a very good part.